Hey y'all, what's going on? It's the Coastal Critiques panel. We are back again with another recap review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 5, episode 2, Walking the Tightrope. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Oh
my goodness.
Here we are.
The way our day's been going, it just
Y'all,
sums it up.
Y'all.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. Hold on. My TV is loud.
See, it's just we switched the day and all HE double hockey sticks breaks loose. And it's supposed to be the Lord's Day, so I hate to even say that, but like y'all, we literally spent an hour trying to get the audio and everything just right for you all. So please understand that we did not just take our sweet time just to take our sweet time. We were in here having all types of technical difficulties. So thank you if you stuck around and are still able to be here, since we are, an hour late. But nonetheless, we're happy to be here and talking about this episode. As you see, again, it's Sunday. We usually come to you guys on Thursday with this, but we both had a busy week, a lot of stuff going on. So
life was life, y'all. Life was life, and we sorry. Life was really life.
It's been a week, y'all, for real. But we're happy to be here with you all. We're happy to come and talk to you guys about this episode because I was entertained. I don't know about y'all, but I was entertained. But again, before we get into all that, y'all already know what to do. Hit the like button on both channels because as usual, we are streaming from both channels, and if you find it in your heart to want to subscribe, then subscribe to both channels as well. And shout outs to the replay gang. Let's keep the conversation going in the comment section below because we love to hear all your guys' thoughts, opinions, comments, all that. And of course, share us with everybody you know.
Yeah, all that good stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not ignoring you guys. We love y'all. Thank y'all for showing up. We see you guys in the chat. I'm sure my good sis is about to pull it up. Oh, speaking of good sis, how many times did they say sis? Sis. Oh, never mind.
That's my least favorite word, y'all, apparently, which I felt no way about it, but yeah, that seems to be her favorite word. And we're gonna get into it.
That was fun. But yeah, I'm just sending out what I would have did if we would have went on at 12, and I'm just making sure my people show up. You know how we do, because StreamYard was actually we don't know if YouTube is sending out our notifications as well. But shout out to YouTube because y'all make us happen. So
it's insane. It's honestly insane what we're going through. Because mind you, neither of us changed anything with our settings over the last couple of days.
We haven't even been on.
Have not been on StreamYard individually or together all this week, so I don't know, but anyway, y'all, this episode was good. I didn't even catch it when it aired because I wasn't home. I saw it the next day, and so I also didn't see if anybody was on Watch What Happens Live or anything like that. So
Angie, your girl Angie K was there and I didn't watch.
Dang, I'm gonna have to rewatch it then. I will rewatch it
with her. Scroll.
Okay.
But the only thing is, she didn't bring it on when she got on the show. She brought it on when we're watching it, and then they show who's going to come on. So it was her and the dude from NSYNC, Lance
Bass. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was her and Lance. It was a key. It was a nice kiki. We had a good design, and she came out with the scroll when they showed her. With Andy Ding Dong who's coming in, and then she had to scroll. But then when she got on the show, she didn't have it. But she did say it was backstage. The infamous scrolly scroll. So yeah, hey y'all, hey, what's going on? Hey. Happy Sunday, fun day, rest day, thankful day.
Yeah,
all the good stuff. Because I don't want to get too it's not about being preachy, but whatever your higher power thing is. Whatever it is, whoever it is, whatever it is, we welcome it and no judgment.
First day of the week. technically. So
It definitely is. Everybody thinks it's
you
Monday,
said,
but Sunday starts the week off. So we are high energy. We're gonna have a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. I think it was a really cool episode. I see some things. I love when layers get peeled off, and I love when things be, revelations be moving, and our eyes are open. I like that stuff. So yeah,
mhm.
y'all, I'm ready to get
Shout
into
outs
it.
to new subscriber.
Yes.
Glad
I
to
sure
have
do got some. Yes, we shout out to the new subscribers because literally my subscribership is going up, and I appreciate you guys so
really.
much. So thank you, Bart, for reminding me.
Yes. So if you're new to the channel, shout outs to you, such as McClurg, the white Canadian savior. Shout outs to Princess also because she's the one who sent you. Who else we got in here? Kevin, always a good time in the chat. So happy to have you week after week.
Yes.
And our little boo that actually helped us with our technical difficulties.
The mascot.
Thank you so
the
much.
mascot and and part of the
Like,
production crew. That is my youngest son. That is Ken's. What
yeah,
up, my love?
Kevin, we were concerned. I was concerned. Like, I was
thought the hurricane had moved over here and jumped on us.
Like, I didn't know what was going on.
Shout out to the hurricane people that are dealing with that. We are sending loves, prayers, electricity, water, anything that you guys need. We're hoping you guys get to it by any means necessary. And I do not mean go do anything by necessary. I'm saying I want our government and the people that, when they always sending all that troops and everywhere else, I want them to come over to there to you guys. Shout out to FEMA. I have a FEMA member. My granddaughter's grandmother. So my Blaze's other grandmother works for FEMA. So I know she's out there working hard. Shout out to FEMA. So yeah, we are praying and keeping you guys in prayer. And that's all the way from Georgia, where my daughter is, all the way, of course, to Florida. You know how it goes.
Oh, I'm glad you were, because I did see some people like saying that this episode wasn't so like over the top, and I'm just like, y'all do realize that not every episode is going to be a just adrenaline high from start to finish. Like, there has to be episodes that piece together like integral like conversations and stuff like that. Like,
it's called a slow burn, baby.
Relax,
the word you're looking for.
Slow burn. It's only episode 2. Like, we
Come
still
on now.
have so many episodes left. Like,
calm down.
Not a fan. Yes, we know you're not a fan of NGK.
But you know what? Let me think about what since neither one of you guys, and you guys really, I want to be able to give you guys a little bit of insight. So I'm gonna try and think about some things that she may have said that I can remember, y'all. While we were in this hour, I started drinking my drink because I wasn't trying to, but I did. Okay.
I was annoyed. So if I had a drink, I probably would drink it too. That hurt. Alert, a tree was down in my neighborhood and one intersection was heavily flooded. Looked like a lake. Yes, I saw the pictures. Like, oh my goodness.
Wait, Kev, you're in Georgia? I didn't realize that.
I thought you were in California for some reason.
Me too. I think he's from Cali. Okay. He's like my daughter. Oh man, okay, Kev. Sending out prayers.
You're safe though. That's super important.
You out there with my daughter and my grandbaby. So yeah. And then what did you just read before while we were sitting here trying to get on? Not to, we're not trying to.
I heard there was not a power plant, but like some type of explosion that happened in Conyers. A fire or something.
Yeah, my son said the same thing right when he gave me. Yeah. So we just want to make sure that everyone's safe. We're always praying for you guys. Just because we're in California does not mean that we don't think about Chicago, where my good sis right here is from, or Georgia. I'm talking about the one that you just put, the other gym. Where we always, there's always something going on in everybody's state. Always, we just went through our fires, and you guys send prayers, and people don't be thinking about, you say your prayer, or I don't want your prayers, but no, literally, that just really means all that good energy balled together, make things move, makes mountains move, it make rivers part, it does things. So that's why we do that, and why we say that. It ain't, we're not just blowing smoke. So
yes, y'all. Yeah.
hey,
Make sure
princess.
to in the
Thank
chat. Hey,
you. Appreciate
princess.
you.
Hey, my
Hello,
sisters.
my.
Is in the building.
Why our
Thank
niece
you
and
for
Pooh
telling
look so
people
cute.
to come over. Bless, please, everyone
We
come.
and
No one
they here.
call.
They're
There's
here. That's
for
beautiful.
everybody. Just find yourself a seat and grab a snack and a drink, and we're gonna have a good time.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. So okay. You are in Georgia. Okay, got it. I'm a transplant too, so I get it. Y'all, though, this episode was called Walking the Tightrope because that's exactly what happened. And actually, before we even get into that, let me check where we at on ratings or whatever.
You know what I was going to ask you? Did you get the ratings for last week for when
I did. I got them
Okay,
right.
let's do it. Hey, and while she's doing that, y'all can, if y'all want to, put a give us a rating on what you thought on this episode if you watched it. If you watched last week's episode, put first dash and then the episode, and then if you go and rate the second episode, put 2 dash and then what you rate the episode. And if you didn't watch either one of them, then that's what you're here for, to hear us.
Yeah, so it looks like last week was only at 375, which I can't remember what they usually average. Of course, everybody was like, "Oh my goodness!" I know this was less than the premiere last season, so of course everyone's going to attribute that to like, "Oh my gosh, Monica's not here, so that's why it's going to fail." That's what I have to say to those people.
I'm gonna say, the birds is coming. Like, the birds flying over.
Annoying, but we did, bump it up this week. Yeah, we bumped it up this week. So
okay.
97. I think that's respectable. I think it's going to continue to go up and up. I just feel like
you got your words of applause.
Oh, where is my applause? I think that this season's going to continue to give. Hopefully, people will start to come in and understand that as well. I don't know, but I am enjoying it. I am very much enjoying it. Nonetheless,
yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad they went up. We want them to stay. We're in the 5th season.
So yeah. Oh my God, it's about to be a really busy week too. I just thought about it.
Because wait a minute, did Bell collect? My stuff is taping stuff from that's old. So I'm like, did anything new come out this weekend that I forgot? Because Bill collected tape, but it might have been my old one. I woke up at 4 a.m. the other morning and freaking your favorite Robin was on my screen, and Candace and Mega Minds and the throwing of the knife, and I was like, what's going on? Wait, so they're playing, the old stuff to lead into the new stuff. So
I'm not sure. I only know like some of the Bravo shows that are coming back right now with if anybody watches the Real Housewives of New York City, which I will be recapping. That starts on Thursday, October 3rd, and then we have Potomac on the 9th. So
yes.
We're about to really be camping out down at Bravo these next couple weeks, y'all. Which I mean, a lot of people are probably excited about since there hasn't really been too many shows going. And a lot of shows have been on hiatus and whatnot. So yeah, you'll see our faces. You'll see our faces. Let me just say that. The feeling is still mutual.
We love you. Oh, and tell my niecey Pooh she did that.
Yes.
You just never know what we talking about. Who did it? Hey, Mo Media.
Thank you for joining us again. Yes, Mary is back and she's actually I'm telling you.
What you do? Go talk to her?
You should be watching because Mary.
Did you go talk to her? Sister, that's your favorite and she's acting accordingly.
Like, I don't know. Somebody
went up. Come get that check.
First episode was this a 6.8 out of 10. I was waiting on this review to see if episode 2 was worth watching.
Okay.
I really liked episode 1. I did.
No, I had a good time. She was excited. My sister, and she don't get excited about stuff. She really don't. So when she was like,
"What do you mean? I get excited about stuff."
No. Let's like if I'm excited, she's like, it was meh.
I mean, I never know what to anticipate. I'm used to being disappointed by these shows. So it's just like I go in with an open mind, like trying to be neutral, like I don't want to get my hopes too high and then be disappointed. But I was pleasantly surprised. I
was happy when you was happy.
I was happy. I was happy that the naysayers, I feel like, ate their words last week, and I feel like they are eating their words this week. They're just in denial. Like,
come on, Kev, with the 1 with the 9 and the 2 and the 9.
We see each other.
You better come on, because that mean you watching.
We see each other. I think there's a lot to talk about. So y'all, let's get into it. We start off this episode, like we jumped right into it, honestly. What was it? Lisa and Bronwyn, they were rolling around in Lisa's G-Wagon, and Lisa's asking her what she thought about last night, you know, and Bronwyn's like, wow, that was yeah, that was a lot. I was very unprepared for that. That was a lot. And Lisa, she's like, you know, I don't know what was going on with you and Brittany, actually. And Bronwyn was like, well, girl, like she came in saying all types of craziness out of her mouth. And it was more so directed at Mary, but yeah, she came in real hot. But again, the bigger thing here is how things went completely awry once everyone was gathered around the table. And, you know, the whole dinner conversation of it all. And Bronwyn, she was like, girl, like, yeah, I didn't even eat. I'm like, well, that's your problem, honestly, because I would have ate, but you know, whatever. And she does explicitly say that she thinks that Lisa was right about everything she was saying. I just want to make sure you guys heard that. And at this point, she's giving very much like she's on Lisa's side. Just trying to paint the picture for y'all.
Huh? I said it's called brown nosing. It's okay.
Brown nosing Bronwyn. I mean, that's
a
ring to it. Does that not? I think it does.
Okay,
I think it does. And so she does love Angie, however, and she felt as though she was making Lisa super upset, you know, how she was supporting Whitney instead of backing Lisa in the moment. And just like that, almost on cue, Angie calls Lisa and she's like, you know, hey, I would like to, you know, meet up or whatever. And Lisa's like, okay, well, I'm running errands, but you know, I'll call you later or whatever afterwards. So it was very coincidental timing, but not really surprised.
And let's be clear, not to cut you off, sis, but let's be clear, even Brown went because Lisa doesn't say she's calling. Like she was like, be quiet, hold on a minute, don't say nothing. She just said, like, hold on a minute. But then even when Bronwyn heard it was Angie on the phone, she was like, you know, clutching her pearls, like, ooh, we was just talking about her ears must have been ringing, her nose, but you know, it must have been a tickle on her nose, like her ears was ringing, like all the things that you know, all the superstitious stuff. So that was happening. But it was Bronwyn like, girl, I'm not gonna say nothing. Girl, I can't believe she calling. So it's you know, you're gonna. There's just a pattern. There's a pattern that's gonna be happening with Bronwyn.
My thing is though, shout out to Kevin. It's just like there's a way to come into the situation and try to be. There's nothing wrong with trying to foster relationships, friendships with all the ladies in the group. I think that's best, honestly, to get your own perception of the person. Don't let anybody else get in your ear and sway you one way or another. I think that's fine, but there's a way to do it. And like, I'm sorry, like I'm probably giving away how I feel already, and we just started, but like, I don't know, the way that she's going about it is almost kind of like, I don't know, like, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Crash and burn. She gonna crash and burn at this point.
She is.
You know what? You can't burn. What they say? You can't burn a candle on both ends. You can't do that. And when you do that, your candle ain't gonna smell good. It's gonna go fast. You burnt your money up.
And there's certain situations there's a right and a wrong, and if you really do want to be friends with quote unquote everybody or whatever, you need to be able to tell this person and this person when they're wrong in a situation.
That's when people respect you. Shout out to Mary.
Just saying.
And Angie K's relationship, friendship.
Saying.
What's up, cousin?
Hey, cousin. Happy belated birthday.
Libra.
I haven't got no birthday.
What's up? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We are celebrating all the Libras. Yes, we are.
Dang, I wish I had some
Oh,
type of.
happy birthday, whoopty wop whoopty
I
wop.
don't. Remind me to do that, y'all. Um, remind me to
You
do
know
that.
we love you, girl. We know we love you. I'm sorry I didn't. I forgot that you are a September Libra. So
I
I literally forgot my love. But I hit you up on all your platforms. I love you.
I barely like knew what anything was happening going on in my own life this week. So y'all, please, please, please. It's been a week. It has been a week. Trust me when I say that. My number one pet peeve of mine to have me on a speakerphone while you're in your car. I once ended a friendship because of it. No regrets. Yes, in normal regular life, Kevin, I'd be the same way. But unfortunately, like on this
They're on
show,
the show.
they have to have it on speaker for the show.
So really care what should have happened in etiquette, in real life etiquette. So what she should have said, because we're on the show.
Hey, I'm here with
Hey
Bronwyn.
Angie, I'm sitting here with Bronwyn.
So
We're
that you
on our
can't
way
say
to
that I
Woo
didn't tell
Wop.
you.
And then she gonna say, "Oh, cool. Hey, I want to go woo wop wop with you and go," because she's gonna say the exact same thing she called for, which was exactly what she called for.
Because it can look
Whether you're
messy.
there or not, then it looks messy, and then it doesn't give Browin the feeling like, oh, I need to not say nothing now. Like I need to suck every word, every breath, everything that I just said up, because literally you were Brown Nose and Lisa saying, I agree with everything you said. Okay, girl, agree with everything she said. Let's go.
Facts. Whitney and her family are unpacking, whatever. And Angie's telling Sean how they were all yelling last night. He didn't really seem like he cared. And honestly, I don't know if you picked up on that. He just didn't really seem like he cared too much. I don't blame him though. After last season, if you was up here calling me all types of making me look crazy out here, I wouldn't really care too much about what goes on in y'all's lives either. But whatever. And then we have Mary and her son. So Mary's at home. She's telling her son how Brittany came at her sideways, calling her poor. And he was like, she doesn't even know you. And she's like, yeah, like, don't ever call me poor, because that's like being ungrateful to God. He was kind of like, she's like, never mind. And then proceeds to grab
that for a sermon, Miss Mary. Thank you.
To grab 2 donuts, and it's just like eating them, no napkin, no plates, no nothing. Whatever. Like,
here's the double standard. Before you even move on from there, there's the double standard about Mary that I don't like. Because if any other woman walked up with 2 plates, or even with Monica, if you put anything in your body, oh my God, it's this, that. Girl, Mary, I'll be having a love-hate relationship with you because I'm a day older than you. 1 freaking day older than that lady. Me and Mary. Her birthday is October 21st, 72. I'm October 20th, 72. Me and Mary are a day apart. And you know what it is? Her Scorpio side shows so much, but it's more towards.
I need to see her entire birth chart.
Oh, I have mine. Like, I literally look at my stuff. Literally, my stuff. Mary,
I don't know.
Mary, if you watch us, or if anybody tells you to come see us, let me know. I will have your whole. Give me your time of day. I got your day. Give me your time, and I got you. I got you, girl.
I'm so curious to know.
Yeah, but I was here.
She's having this conversation with her son, or they talked for a second or whatever, and then she proceeds to tell us that he's still currently living at home, right, y'all? Which I guess means the wife, if they're still together, whatever, I guess she's still there too. He's not currently in college. He's 21. She still gets him money. She's in no rush to kick him out, and that honestly, she does feel guilty for sheltering him, and that's has a lot to do with why she's probably being so overbearing now. And she's not in a rush to kick him out, of course, which I'm like, that's fine. Like, don't ever be in a rush to kick your kids out. That's how I feel. But they need to be like working towards something. They need to be like not just kind of like existing.
5-year plan, sir.
And like, not to mention, I don't know if y'all know, like, on like the cuff of last season, I want to say, like, he got in, there was like a lot of legal issues he got into, and there was a lot of certain types of contraband that was apparently he was doing a lot. He was doing a lot. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't know whatever came of that, but it just looked like he was too fixated on other activities in life and not the activities he should be fixated on.
Well, here's the thing. I picked the word munchies out.
Yeah,
shout out
I
to
was like,
my greenery.
me too. I was like,
days. My greenery, my peoples and my Mary Jane smokers. Because when she said that, I said, that's a really funny choice of words to use with
very, very.
Yeah, I was like, that's not the. You eat too much. You eat too much sweets. You snack too much. All you want to do is eat sweets. Because that's how I talk to my 14-year-old. I wouldn't say you got the munchies. Not to him. Not to my 14-year-old. Not to the one I know ain't smoking. I do have children that do, but they're children. They're my children, but they're not children. They're adults. I got 32 and 29-year-olds. They smoke. But I'm saying that to say, I'm not going to use the word munchies with my son unless I know he got munchies.
She's a different type of Libra.
No, cousin. When I tell you, like I'm on the cusp, she on the cuss. Like literally, cuss.
To think Lisa would have Bronwyn on speakerphone with someone else in her car, no one is exempt. I'm just saying. No, she definitely still could have said like, "Hey, I'm on Bronwyn." Like that's it. Like just so that it didn't make her look like.
At least because Angie don't. I mean,
just weird. That's just so weird. I feel like not to like.
It was more for Bronwyn. It's not for
there.
Angie. Yeah, it wasn't for Angie. It's for Bronwyn. Like
that's just so odd to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, back over with Lisa and Bronwyn. They're Lisa's going on about how she just adores Bronwyn's daughter Gwen, and apparently her daughter has she has a knack for wanting to open up a coffee shop. She's 17 currently, so right after they do that, they then go and pick up, and I think I have a picture of this that I got from Twitter. Yes, I do. They go to pick up none other than Heather. They pull up on Heather, pick her up. She jumps in the back, and then they're off. And what do we know, y'all? And I mean, honestly, I'm not mad at it because I'm just like, I mean, if you have these types of partnerships, why not flaunt them? I'm all about flaunting partnerships. We know that Lisa has this partnership with Wendy's. So, of course, they go on over to Wendy's drive-thru and order some Diet Cokes and some JBCs. And that's, of course, we need to also have the barbecue sauce because we know Lisa does not play about her barbecue sauce. And
Three. Yeah. She know the exact number. 3.
Yes, they proceed to, eat and chat and everything. I like, what are the odds of that? Like,
I told y'all this girl better have stocking.
I'm like, her insides. I don't know what her insides look like because
they look like the insides of Wendy's.
I hope this is just like hey. I really hope this is just for like filming purposes. Like, I hope this is just like.
Do you see the shape
girl,
of her?
Please do not be eating like this every day. Like,
that lady is small and keeps that figure because she eats the exact same thing, the exact same time at the same time. Same time, same day, everything. When she pulled up the Wendy's, I was like, damn, we couldn't even get to the 5th episode before we see Wendy's. And not only that, the fact that here we don't have any room for the Diet Coke. Here, you can take your Diet Coke back. I was like, I cannot stand you.
Yeah, she's like, we don't have enough Coke holders.
Who gives it back? Nobody gives it back. We always take the free everything. We take free everything every time.
It was just so like exhausting to know that someone really
I'm
just like sits here and eats like this every single day. Like, help me to understand. But was Mary's son married? Like, yeah, he was. So that's why I'm saying. I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe we don't know.
Maybe. Oh yeah, actually. We don't know.
Really got a real answer. No,
we don't actually know.
Answer.
He must get that from his mom too.
Hello.
We don't get anyway.
Yeah,
it was very much giving you're blazed.
Hello.
Clearly. Come on.
I ain't stupid. I know what I do.
Which is fine, but like
I know the lingo.
I think she's setting him up for disaster. He's grown. Like, he should be.
And where is your
trying
daddy?
to do something.
Where are you staying with your daddy?
Yes, where's the husband? Because there was this whole rumor that they're getting divorced.
Go stay with your daddy. Get out of my house. If you were, and I know she's like, because like she told Brittany, that she has 5 siblings, and she didn't, she couldn't just go out and go get let me go buy an outfit, because I know how it is. I had me and my sister. Just one of my sisters was with me, and we both be like, so we both can get an outfit? Nah, just one of y'all. Which one is gonna be? Like, and I'm the oldest, so. And then new shoes, same thing. So I get it. It's not that I was poor, but it was like we had to take, we had to pick and choose who needed it more. It ain't, free for all. Now, if it was at the tax return time, different. But if it's not, and both the feet's growing at the same time, then yeah, who needed more? Whose shoe got a hole in it? Who's wearing their shoe out more? So that can happen. So I understand Mary's thing I don't want my son to go through what I went through. Yeah, but sometimes we do that to our kids and we hinder them, and we make them weak. We make them not independent. We make them dependent on us. And I feel like Mary likes that because she doesn't have her husband.
I mean, does she though? Like, where is he? Like, we haven't seen him.
She don't have her husband, so she wants the neediness, but not from him. She wants her son to want her. Not in that way either. She just wants to be wanted, and in that way, so it's gonna be her son, because I don't have to. He knows me, and I don't have to prove to him nothing, and so it's safe for her.
That's her person. That's her safe space.
Yeah, that's her safe. And I mean, it's not good.
That's not good.
Because who else did that? Freaking Tori Spellman.
You know how I feel about that. Y'all need to go watch my video on Tori Spelling. I did it a couple months ago. That's a perfect example of using your children as an emotional crutch right there. I'm glad you said that. She's on Dancing with the Stars right now. Anyway, I was wondering. I was like, is her son down there? And
he's in the bathroom waiting for her to go poop. He's in the break room waiting for her to go use the restroom.
I started to tweet that, but I was like, I don't feel like getting into a verbal sparring match with anybody. So I didn't, but I was about to, because that's crazy. Anyway, back to the episode, y'all. Lisa asks Heather, she's like, what did you think of last night? Heather's like, that was absolutely insane. And Lisa goes on to say how she's just so frustrated, and she feels like she's giving Whitney so much grace, and she's been such a good friend to her, and she shows up for her all the time, and then let her just turn around and see Whitney up on a podcast saying all these derogatory things about her, and it's like she's not even
the derogatory. Sorry, it's not the derogatory. The lies. She's saying she's lying on her. That's what I'm being very specific that she didn't say what lies. I mean,
the lies. There you go.
That part. So I need everybody to understand, because it will circle back around. Lisa says that Whitney has been lying on this podcast about her. The only thing that production has brought up that they showed us, is her saying that Lisa's always been the villain. She's always been a villain, she's always been a villain. And the other one was, please help me if you guys can remember, because I've been drinking a little bit. But it's only one other little excerpt that she said that Whitney said that production is showing
podcast.
Whatever it is, Lisa, where's the lie? Because see, look, if you lied on me, I'm gonna tell you, you lied when you said yacht. Then you're gonna say, girl, no, I didn't lie when I said yacht. I said this because this is what I know, this is what it is, and then we go back and forth however the lie is. The fact that Lisa doesn't be specific. I don't like to say Pacific because I hate when people do that. They ain't being Pacific. What? The Pacific Ocean? Because it's specific. Okay, so she's not being specific, and it's annoying to me because how do you expect, and I said this last week, How do you expect for somebody to apologize and mean it if we're not specific about what I'm apologizing about? So go back to what Lisa is saying. She keeps saying it wasn't what you just said. What was the word you just used, sis? You used derogatory.
Yeah.
Okay. She might have used that, but she keeps saying lying, being derogatory and lying on me. And she's like, and so what's the lie? Give me the specific
I
lie.
guess we're gonna have to get into it.
We will one day, hopefully.
That has not been revealed yet, y'all.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
That's the annoying part. She's not being specific.
This is that's what I meant when I said she was flaunting her brand partnerships. Lisa was, because yes, we all know that Lisa has this partnership with Wendy's, which honestly I'm not mad at. I think that's like really. I mean, I would want one. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't even eat Wendy's like that, but I would take it. That's why I was like, so coincidental that we wind up at Wendy's. Like, Lisa. Anyway, y'all, back to what I was saying. Not only is she disappointed in Whitney, but she's disappointed in Angie too, because she's like, you know, you're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to have my back as well. And instead of having my back and, you know, just keeping something close to the chest that I told you in confidence, you turn and tell the person that I was talking about. Like, where we do that at? Like, that's not cool. That's not how friendships are supposed to work. And honestly, I feel like our friendship dynamic has changed because, you know, you're friends with Whitney now and stuff. So is this something that we're gonna just always have an issue with? And actually, I have something to say about that after I finish this little scene right here, because this is actually something I've actually dealt with myself in life. And Heather, on the other hand, she's like very much, you know, I really like Angie. I see that she wants to support Whitney, but at the same time, Whitney has actually admitted that she's a very messy person. She's admitted that. And you know, then again, I actually woke up, this is Heather speaking. I actually woke up last night thinking like, oh my gosh, like, did we gang up on Whitney? Like,
do you think they're ganging up on her before we move on? Do you think they're ganging up on her? And hey, Auntie Bernice, shout out to Auntie Bernice in the chat.
Hey, Auntie Bernice. Candy spell. I've heard this before. That's her mother, right? Candy spelling is her mother, I think. Tucker Carlson was basking in the glow of Lisa again. Why do they want Lisa to be humble? She has never been. She's soulless. Yeah, I'm not like, I don't, it seems like nobody's wanting to tell, or I'm not even gonna say wanting, because I mean Angie did try to tell her.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. And I got
it's just like no one is like really, they need to almost do like an intervention, I think, because she probably still won't get it. But
I'm gonna say she's not gonna get it.
It's just like they're instead of them taking a step back then after realizing, I told this person about themselves and they're not getting it, they're leaning in more. Like, that's gonna make me want to just as Meredith would say, disengage. I'm disengaging, but instead they're like, we realize that you can be kind of self-centered, but it's fine, whatever. And I get it. Like, there's certain things that you do accept people for at times, but there's also certain things that I'm just not going to accept in a friend. Like, and that's one of them. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But again, y'all, Bronwyn, this is when Bronwyn chimed in and said that she was wondering if, or wait, what? She doesn't think that was the case. She thinks that honestly, she was actually like amping up Whitney, I guess you would say. That's how Bronwyn felt. And then we get
Whitney was.
Bronwyn said no, she doesn't think that they were ganging up on Whitney. She thinks that if anything, it was Whitney was like amping it up.
She said Whitney was amping it up. Yeah. I remember hearing that. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
And then Heather in her confessional, she's like, you know, this is almost a blast from the past, y'all. Like, she's having kind of like this PTSD moment where it's like, we've actually seen this before where somebody comes into the group and, you know, they're kind of new and they have all these opinions or all these things to say. And they've only met somebody once. So Heather's like back there, her wheels are starting to turn. And we're going to get more into that towards the end of the episode. And then Heather also says that she does plan on reaching out to Whitney to see her viewpoint on the matter. And I felt like kind of weird because I also felt a little bit like Heather was also playing both sides in this situation too, because it's like on one hand, you're like, you have all this to say about Whitney, even at the table last week, like you were also saying some stuff. And I'm not saying that you can't have issues with her, but it's like she joins in on you know, whacking her or whatever, but at the same time it's like after she's done whacking her, she's like, okay, come over here, let's talk about it. Like you can't really, I don't think, do that.
Well, let's be clear, she can't. Now I'm not saying it's right, but she does because they're related, and when you're related,
they only knew they were related 2 weeks ago. They didn't grow up knowing that they were related. They knew that maybe 4 years ago.
And that's fine. I'm just saying that you give more grace when you are related, and you don't have to like your family. You don't have to, especially when you have not grown. People in general don't have to like the family member, or can like the family member, or have a special more bond because we find out that they're family, or give them more grace because you are. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that.
I guess I can see that, but maybe I
was watching.
They actually went back deep like that. They really don't even go back deep like that. And I think they're only cousins.
They don't claim each other. They don't claim each other like that.
Something like that. No, it was just like something to be like, oh my God, we're like y'all not really cousins, like cousins.
I agree. I'm just saying, in my mind, the reason why Heather does that is because in the back of her mind, she's like, we're related. We're still always going to be related, whether she agrees with Whitney or not. And Whitney the same. Like, that's why they always talk about their friendship. They don't never be like, oh, that's my cousin. They usually say, you know, we're friends and we're going to work on our friendship, yada, yada, yada. But in the back of your mind, when you are related, even if you're not close, you still be like, man, that's my cousin. I mean, whatever. But that's how they are. I was watching Heather. I was watching Heather watch the two of them in the front seat. Of course, you can't see their face, but I was watching to watch her watch their interaction and how she was paying attention, and she should be paying attention. And it's not because of her cousin, cousin friend, Whitney. It's not because of her. It's because you guys let people into your circle that are not worthy, and not like worthy like y'all or somebody worthy enough that you guys don't fact check. Y'all just brown nose brown. Like y'all what y'all do is, oh, you know what? Oh, she got a fashion sense, so I'm gonna let her in. Like, no, just because she got a fashion sense does not mean that
that's subjective.
I don't think so as well, and I agree with you. But I'm saying that to say they weren't in costumes, my dear. They were wearing.
I have some also, if we have time, y'all, I have some confessional looks if you guys want to talk about those too. So
that's nice. So for me, I was watching Heather pay attention to that, but at the same time, they don't act like cousins. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I see how you can see how Heather would be playing both sides. Sometimes I think that she does that to make people talk so she can hear and watch and be
like the language she uses or something. It's just I don't know. Like,
yeah, because you know, Auntie call her Tucker Carlson.
And when I say that, like, I'm not on either side when I say that, but it was just kind of like weird because it's like I'm whacking her. Oh, come on, give me a hug.
Well, I'm glad you brought that back up because that's what I brought. Another reason why I brought the relatives up, and we'll get right back into it. Sorry, you guys, but my point.
Usually that's outside of the group, though. Like usually that's a one-on-one. I feel like thing.
Yeah, but
accept you at the same time.
But you are sitting there
with other people.
But when he was sitting there, you know, sitting on her chariot and throwing tomatoes and saying I didn't lie. I don't lie. You guys are calling me a liar, and I've never lied on this, and I never lied on that. When somebody has been a lie, and you have a lie that you know that you're holding on to, as their friend, and then there's other people around you, and they just so happen to have another lie on you and another lie on you and another lie on you. Yeah, they did pile it on you, but me as your cousin, and she was the one that was the first one to break.
Mhm.
Girl, let me tell you, girl, because remember you said this, that, and the third. Yeah, I'm gonna be the first one because I not only that, because I think we're family. Like I said, distant cousins. I have cousins in Louisiana I've seen met in 2009, and we became, friends and Facebook. Thank God we have that. But literally, would I have known my cousins besides that? No. But are they my cousins? Yes. Like literally, yes. So with that, knowing that those are my cousins, I have a certain regard for them. And with her being that cousin, I'm just saying, look, you sit in your line at the table. I'm be the first one to tell you, as your cousin, you're light, and you lied on me. Now,
Usually I would do that in this setting, though. I would take you to the side and do that. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but she was in front of everybody talking that trash. She was
like, girl.
If it was just crazy, if it would have been me, her, and or not one other person, and them two was getting into it, and you would let them just did it, yeah. But you sitting here trying to clown Lisa about some stuff instead of saying, well, you're not taking accountability, and what exactly did I say? And instead of saying, maybe I wasn't the platform, I shouldn't have been on that platform saying it, but the facts still remain. I feel this way about you. That's okay. That's okay. But she's not doing that. She's like, I didn't lie. I'm not a liar. Stop calling me a liar. Yeah. And then everybody else is like, well, we all got one on you. So in that moment, since you're making a spectacle of yourself, I'm going to join in with you. And not only am I join in with you, now we're all going to do it because, girl, you have. And I'm sorry we all did it in that moment, just like you're sorry you did it on that platform, but you're not sorry for what you said. You're sorry for doing it on the platform, but I should have said it to you. I'm not sorry for what I did at the table. The fact still remains. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right, cool.
This anybody said they were doing an intervention on Sean Hannity, Whitney, and she couldn't take it. I wouldn't call that's the only thing. I wouldn't call it an intervention because an intervention is done for the person for there to be some type of growth or healing or something like that. They were just calling her out because they had bones to pick with. That wasn't to help her or to, like they were not doing that with kind gloves on or anything like that. But at the same time, would I still sit up here and be like, oh my gosh, protect Whitney at all costs? You guys are ganging up on her. No, I just think it was what it was. They wanted to come at you. You wanted to say what you wanted to say. Y'all are all growing at the end of the day. I don't maybe because like I am not somebody who's like, if I was Whitney in that situation, I mean, I could handle all you guys at the same time. So I wouldn't really call it again. It was whatever. Like, you guys want to come at me? Fine. Let's go. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway. I mean, she kind of, I felt like Whitney was kind of handling her. She was handling it. But when you got people away from you and you got somebody over here and you're trying to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on.
Lisa is an overtalker. Lisa is an overtalker.
Mm-hmm. But, like I said, I don't think I'm not going to say they ganged up on her. It just so happened that everybody had something to say all at the same time. Yeah, that's all.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And then there's that.
It is because I'm whatever. Anyway, y'all. Then we pan over to my good sister's favorite husband on this franchise, Seth. And
red cup. Oh, I was gonna have my red cup. I was gonna have my red cup. I was gonna have it
downstairs. Every time he's in the episode, we need to show up with a red cup. That's what we need.
No, literally. Oh, don't maybe go get it because I got some.
Then we see them. They're doing a cooking class, so I thought was so cute. And he has a new position though in Ohio, so he's traveling a lot more. But it does seem again like they are in a way better space than what they were when they first onto our screens some seasons ago. So they're trying to make the most of his time while he's in town, of course. So they're gonna make shakshuka, which if y'all, I am only familiar with this dish because they made it on Aaron, I should say, made it on The Real Housewives of New York City. If you guys watched that this last season of the reboot, she made that. So that's the only reason why I knew what it was. And what he said something about like culinary sex, like the stuff that be coming out his mouth is, I mean, he does make me laugh sometimes. I can't lie, but I'm like, Seth,
I do like the sexual
do I have a
innuendos.
He's like, he is a little dirty. He is a little dirty.
He got a little potty brain.
He is
a little dirty mind. I like a little dirty mind though. I do, and I like when you do it just with me, even though it's on camera. But you can't help yourself if you do it with me all the time.
That's honestly what keeps that's something that helps keep like the
fire, the flame going.
Sounds stupid, y'all, but like it really does. Like you have to be able to be playful and still.
I
haven't bought any yet.
If
there's anybody in the chat that has anything to say negative about candy corn, oh well. I'm not gonna say you need to.
Not all my kids like them.
We love candy corn. We love candy corn on this panel. Okay, we do.
Fresh candy corn.
Nothing better. They need to have it season all 4 seasons. It's so good. Anyway, so as they're eating, Meredith tells him that she's been thinking about her heritage a lot, and that's actually moved her to want to have so I guess it would be because one happens when you're 12 and then the other one happens when you're 13. Obviously, she's neither of those ages.
No, the difference is a bat, B-A-T, a bat mitzvah and a bar mitzvah is the difference is girl and boy.
No, the difference is the age. What is the
now with bat and
happens when you're 12?
Now with bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah.
Between
not with Bart and Bots. The two names, the difference is that's what she said. You was telling me it's boy and girl for Bart's B8.
Oh, and at age 12, a girl. Okay, so it will be a bat mitzvah for her then.
Yeah.
Because she's a girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason why I know that, sister, because I worked at Hallmark for so many years. And
I know,
those cards come out seasonal, and I know that. So that's the only reason why I knew. No,
I knew one happened at 12.
Yeah,
and one happened at 13.
A woman,
but she's neither of those ages.
A woman, like our Sweet 16 or the quinceañera.
Yeah, I know what it is.
I know what it is, but I know you know that. But it's just becoming a woman.
So for her, she's like, she's been thinking about it, and this is actually something that he's wanted to do before, and even with their daughter, which she was just like, no, because in her family, it was just kind of like that was their heritage more than they were like really like, I guess, devoutly practicing like all the different like things that come along with the religion. I guess that's how I took it. And actually with the that ritual. I'm like, would she have I wonder if she did that with her sons then. That wasn't really disclosed. Because I know she has Brooks, and then I don't remember what is her other son's name.
I don't even know the other son.
Sorry, y'all. I got behind on the comments. In that instant, Heather Pickme just started her plan to take down. Yeah, that's what we saw, her wheels starting to turn right there, and we saw her rear even more in like the final scene or whatever this episode. Definitely. On another note, Heather should have been let go, knowing she too knew the backstory on Monica's shenanigans. Heather is a hypocritical liar. I mean that, like, I thought we're never gonna get like the full story about that, honestly. And I more so wasn't even bothered by her knowing about Monica, or whether she knew or didn't know about Monica, as much as I was bothered that she blatantly lied about where that black eye came from. That's what pissed me off. Because like, you're lying and you're trying to, I guess, cover up for somebody who's a fucking
I just watched that. They
30.
they were replaying all of those over and over again. Every time I look at them, like, man, she gonna tell us on a reunion, like, girl, what? And the fact that you played it off, you called Jen first. Jen came to the room first, pull the glasses off, and you waiting on what Jen to say? Oh, girl, I did that. You should have punched her in her eyeball as soon as she walked in.
They would have been like, it would have been like she would have had anyway.
What? Oh, as soon as she
Anyway.
walked in, hey Jen, come to my room.
Boom.
Girl, what? Bop. Girl, why you socked me? Cause look at my eye. That's why.
Like they would have had to do, it would have taken the whole production crew to pry me up off her. But that's just me. Heather's a different, she's built different. It's fine, whatever. Braun was looking like a big old heart sucker, and you know, I don't even want to like think about her and the word heart anymore. Like, oh my goodness, that girl is
Auntie. So you that means you didn't get to see Auntie. Let me get up real quick. Let me get
Heather is sneaky, conniving, and manipulative. Hey, sweet pea. Oh, so it's good to see you. Satin, the ice queen, looks so cute. I really don't care because they creepy.
Auntie, was she looking like?
You're so lucky I deleted the picture. I mean, there's a bit of it right there. Or no, that's the confessional look. Like
I don't have on a costume.
That's the thing. Like she gives like, and I'm gonna get into this more. I'll save my opinions on this for more when we get to her interior designer coming to her house thing. I have some things to say about that. I see what she does. I see what type of person she is. I do. Oh, see, Auntie Bernice loves candy corn too. So see, we see each other. I'll save my judgment for another time. What are you talking about, cousin?
She's talking about the candy corn because she don't like Skittles either. And she told my son stop eating Skittles. So I know she ain't messing with no candy corn.
I mean, I like certain. I'm not like, oh my god, I have to have Skittles, but I like certain flavors, I guess.
Not the red ones. She can't have the red ones, but
I love the red ones are the best. I don't like
don't say that to Randy.
I don't like a lot of
in your inbox and say don't eat them red ones.
Yeah, it just she doesn't always get like I see what she's trying to go for sometimes, but like it doesn't the execution doesn't quite like hit it out the park for me. And I'm fine like with you trying to switch up your fashions and you can wear whatever the hell you want. Ultimately, like you could wear a trash bag, and if you know how to do it right, it'll be right. I mean, shout outs to Missy Elliott. So there's just ways to do stuff, and she doesn't quite have that, if that makes sense. Sour Skittles are where it's at. The red dye in Skittles is bad for you. Oh shit. See, excuse my language. I didn't know that. See, I don't eat them that often or anything, but if I did want some, yeah, the sour ones are real good. What do they put in the red dye? Anyway, going back to this scene though with Meredith and Seth, so they're eating. She tells him that she wants to have a bat mitzvah, and he's like, oh my gosh, like this is just so powerful and profound of you, especially at this point in our lives. Like usually the parents go first, but it's whatever. Again, because he's pushed her to want to do these things before, but she's declined, and she says like traditionally women are not included in this religious ceremony, and so yeah, she's just at this point where that's what she wants to do. And yeah, they get emotional and they end the scene again with Seth, like I showed you guys 2 seconds before. We end the scene with him saying how he just cannot wait to talk dirty to her in Hebrew. So I'm assuming we're gonna see this sometime.
If that ain't red cup talk, I don't know what is.
He must have took a shot or two, or maybe they do some sherry or something in the.
I didn't say I was sleeping. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Going back to Lisa, or shall I say Angie pulls up first. We're having this meetup between her and Lisa, And I don't have a picture of it, but she had on the cutest coat and glasses. I was like, send that over here.
Oh, Angie?
Angie, during the scene, I really liked her coat and her glasses. Dang, I do not have a picture.
I have to think about it.
It was pink, so I mean, I'm here for it. But anyway, we have Lisa showing up, talk about how she feels like over the years she's just been such a good friend to Angie, so that's why it just was such a shell shock for her to have Angie kind of not regarding the friendship in the same way, and she was really offended by her taking their private conversations once again to Lisa, or at least Whitney, I should say. And Angie, she also lets us know she didn't sleep well last night, and it really didn't hit her till she got home, but she felt like the whole thing was definitely giving gang up. And Lisa, she jumps in to say, you know, otherwise, and say that Angie took the conversation that herself and Heather were having over to Whitney, and that was not cool in her opinion. And of course, Lisa has to emphasize how Angie tells her things that she doesn't repeat, so she expects her to repay that same code of friendship, girl code. I mean, that's just not, that shouldn't even just be girl code, that should be everybody code, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. And in her confessional, Angie says that she didn't tell Whitney what Lisa said because she thought that Whitney was in the right, but because she thought that she probably owed her an apology so they can move forward. How do we feel about that? Like, how do we feel about how Angie explained that? Like, she thought that, what did she say? Angie says that she didn't tell Whitney what Lisa said because she thought that Whitney was in the right, but because she thought that she probably owed her an apology so they can move forward. Do we believe that that's what Angie was doing when she told her that?
Maybe that was her intent, but she still did it the wrong way. Angie, I think her intent usually is to be on the right side, but I think sometimes kind of falls short somewhere. Like, I don't know. She like just barely gets it to the finish line. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You know, you like, it's right there. You was right there. And it's like, well, my intent was this, but I don't, you know, it just kind of always falls a little short for me.
Angie also went on to say like how Heather took up for Lisa during the previous night. Like, did you feel like that was the case, or did you, because Lisa was like, no, Heather was taking up for herself. Do you feel like that's what happened? Do you feel like Heather was trying to also have Lisa's back, or do you think Heather was just independently getting her qualms with Whitney off of her chest?
I think she was trying to point out to Lisa without pointing out to Lisa. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I gotta, like, this is how I feel about it. I think she was trying to show Lisa, and by telling her certain things.
She was trying to show Lisa that Whitney.
No, I'm sorry. The other, I thought you were talking about with Brownwin. Oh, like, no, how Heather, you know what I mean? Just sit it right here, Papa. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, give me the question again, because I want to make sure, because there's a couple of things that were flipping around that I was like,
it was so much going on.
Yes, it was flipping a lot.
And Lisa kept cutting her off, of course. Angie was like, you know what, I always feel like I'm doing so much to prove that I'm a good friend to you. And Lisa cut her off again to say that she feels like they're doing good, and then all of a sudden some wild happens and it goes left. And Angie, she's like, Lisa, you make things harder sometimes, just like last night when Heather took up for you. And that's when Lisa was like, no, Heather was taking up for herself. And I'm just like, I do feel like if Lisa didn't say anything about anything, I don't feel like, yeah, Heather would have said anything. I don't feel like anybody, Meredith still would have had a chip on her shoulder, of course. Meredith still would have asked her about the bath bombs. But no, do I feel like Heather would have just found it in her heart to want to open up a can of worms right at that table if Lisa didn't? No, I don't feel like she would have.
So in other words, you think that she did do it for herself more, not for Lisa?
No, I think
because you always say
I think yes, two things can be true at the same time. I think, yeah, the example she gave or whatever, yes, was totally her individual example. But did I find it coincidental that it's like, of all times for you to want to bring this up, you had to bring it up now when Lisa's bringing up her stuff too or whatever? And also when it's like, yeah, going this way where everybody is kind of looking at Whitney as the bad one in the group, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just wanted to ask that because Lisa, again, I feel like she kind of does have a skewed outlook on a lot of things sometimes. And
Lisa is a narcissist. She's always going to have a skewed look at things because she's always going to either play the victim. It's always going to come back to her. And if like, no matter what, she always brings it back to her. So she's always going to be a victim. Like I said, when you play a victim like that, usually no matter what anybody is talking about, she's gonna put it back on her. So it's not even that she's not listening. Oh, is that what's going on with you? Wow. Yeah, because what's happening with me is this. So it always gonna come back. All roads lead back to Lisa. That's what it is.
Do think though, I will say I do think going back to Auntie Brains' comment right here. Angie picked Misha is still the weakest link because she's still looking for others to validate her existence on the show. Girl code, you don't cross conversation between friends. I don't really think it's more so about her being a pick Misha or the weakest link, because honestly, I think that she can handle her. I think she's not afraid to say how she feels about something. And I think she can kind of handle herself in the group. But I do think that it gets looked at as though she's trying to be a pick me, because I think that she was also somebody, I guess you could say, like Bronwyn, but not like Bronwyn, that is trying to foster friendships, relationships, whatever, with everybody in the group. And sometimes, again, if you don't do that in the proper way, it can come off as though, yeah, you're trying to be a pick-me, or you're trying to be like in everybody's face or whatever. But I mean, ultimately, like, because in real life, y'all, if you're new coming into a social setting, into a social group, would you not try to cultivate friendships with everybody? I would hope that that's how you are, and aren't just going to use what everybody tells you to form an opinion on that on everybody. Like, I think it is good to come into something and see things with your own eyes. But yeah,
and I also feel like Angie's first season was last season, but she was a friend before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we do see her growth. I don't agree that she's so much of a pick Misha, especially this season, because the only reason why I don't agree with that is because she thinks that she got the biggest prize on the show, which means she got married on her side. So for me, I think Angie was like, girl, y'all can't. I don't even care.
And honestly, I mean, if I was y'all, I wouldn't care either, because Mama got money. Like she just opened her tent salon. Like, you couldn't tell me a goddamn thing. Goodbye. Like, you couldn't tell me. And I heard that she's selling her house too for like obviously a lot of money. Which gorgeous. I know. I was like, she's selling it? Like, oh, whatever. But I did hear that she put her house on the market. So I don't know. But I'm about to do the same thing, Sweet Pea.
Yeah, you did say that. I did mine this morning.
I should have. But
hey, Colette.
Thanks for joining us, y'all. Shout out to all y'all in here. Don't forget to like the video. Shout out to everybody who's in the bushes.
Yes.
Let's keep going. So again, going back to this conversation between them, it was a lot of like, because Lisa, she's so like just over everybody basically calling her narcissist and basically calling her like, you know, somebody who's super self-centered or whatever. And Lisa was saying how Heather can take up for her own self. Lisa can handle her own self. Meredith had her own issues. Like she was saying, pretty much everybody had their own issues and chose that time to collectively, I guess, come at Whitney. And to a degree also, and now I'm probably, you guys probably gonna look at me like I'm backtracking, which I'm not, but I will also say two things can be true at the same time. Where at the same time, yeah, like if you have a bone to pick with a person, I guess, and somebody else has opened up the floodgates to talk about problems with the person, I mean, I guess I could see how somebody may be like, okay, well, since we're talking about it, I might as well bring up my stuff too. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but is that how I usually do stuff? No, because if I have an issue with somebody, we're not waiting until filming, we're not waiting until this, we're not waiting. It's gonna be a, hey, so you hurt my feelings. Like, it's not gonna be a whole beat. Like, it wouldn't even take all of this. We would have already hashed it out prior to the meetup. That's just me, though.
I agree.
And they all live in the same area, so I don't know why this couldn't have been hashed out, but whatever. Things keep happening. Lisa seems to think Angie is trying to get her to see things from her eyes. Don't really think that. And yeah, y'all, they just really kept kind of going back and forth with how they both individually felt about the situation, with mostly Lisa cutting Angie off every 5 seconds. And Lisa saying how, she feels like everybody's perpetuating this narrative about her and it's basically everybody's problem, because Angie's like, well, she's trying to break it down to her and say like, well, girl, like if multiple people are coming up to you saying the same kind of thing, like you don't really think maybe there's some truth there, maybe? Like, and Lisa's like, no, like it's a them problem, like at this point, because I know who I am, I'm happy with myself, I'm not changing for anybody. And she was very much solidified in her stance on it. And from there, she's like, girl, I don't really have time for this. And Mama was over it, and Angie was left there by herself in the end with no resolution. But Lisa did say like, okay, yeah, hopefully, I love you. Hopefully we can, talk about this at a different time.
I don't like being
don't dismiss me.
Don't dismiss yourself or dismiss me.
Don't dismiss.
I was like, wait a minute, how are you getting up? Wait, hold on, Miss wild card, because she's always gonna be truthful.
Like in the end, girl, nobody wanted to hear about your boyfriend who's not your boyfriend. But we're gonna wait.
We will get to that. But that's, hey, look, a truth person that can tell the truth usually wants a person that tells the truth around them.
You can always sit at my table if you're gonna tell the truth.
Yeah. So I'm never gonna be mad about that. No, candy corn is.
Although I can understand them being called diabetic.
That's okay. They only come around once a year, and I don't eat them every day when they do come out. But I will get it probably about. I ain't gonna lie, probably about in the season where we're at October. We're about to be in October. I'm probably gonna have about 3 bags, and that's with my kids. That's not a full bag. I won't eat these.
I have a bag next week. I'm gonna be eating it the whole time.
Now, see, Bar gonna eat all of hers. She don't have no children. I got kids that eat with me. So, and my son is on his way home. So he's about to come home and tear him up. But
I don't know if Delonte likes candy corn. So yeah, I don't know.
My husband doesn't. He don't need it anyway.
I don't think so.
But here's the thing. It's so good. I'm so sorry. It's like so buttery. That's all it tastes like is butter. Anywho, I got a little mad, a little upset when Heather is talking to Lisa, and she's like, Lisa, you weren't really mad when Bronwyn, you didn't come to Whitney's defense when Bronwyn was going off about Whitney in the car. And before we can get Lisa's anything out, who in the heck wants to interrupt her but Angie? Well, it's, to be honest, we were all, because Angie always has that raspy voice, and to be honest, we were whatever she said, because I was so mad that why did you jump yourself in? You always doing this, Angie. You insert yourself when you're not supposed to. Be quiet. Be quiet. Cállate. Made me mad. Yeah, buttery.
Y'all
that's
are
what it like. That's just what it says like.
It does. It's good though.
Just like that. Just like that. Mm-hmm. You only need a little bit.
Yeah, y'all. That scene definitely like didn't like. I feel like
No resolve.
it could
No
have been
resolve.
resolved, but both people have to want to resolve it,
Mhm.
and they have to understand. Both people have to see their part in it. And I don't think that she did. And I think honestly, if Lisa would have saw her part in it, I feel like Angie probably would have also been like, okay, I understand that. I shouldn't have told her that, but why would I give you that grace and that understanding and take ownership for my part if you ain't taking ownership for your part?
But then let's be clear. Last season, they got into it with Gunica at the when they were going get back and forth. So it has never really been a resolve with them anyway. There's like a little baby chip on both of their shoulders.
I think so. I don't think they'll ever really be the same. Just like her and Meredith are never going to really be the same. Next up, we see Bronwyn and her, as Auntie Bernice said, her Beetlejuice styled home. I don't even want to say Beetlejuice because honestly, there wasn't in there. And honestly, I was glad that she said, because I was about to be on her if she didn't admit that, oh, it's because they haven't decorated. I was like, oh, okay. Then I was like, okay. And she's joined by her husband, Todd, who is, I forget how many years her senior, but there's quite a bit of them. Yeah. And they met almost 10 years ago in San Francisco while she was working in finance. Her previous background is in finance. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And she says that she was supposed to meet a client for lunch, and instead, like, he was sitting down at the bar and he was just so funny. And in the end, he wound up asking her for her email, which of course I guess she gave.
Yeah,
and
I was saying it was 26 years. I thought 26 years and 26 years.
Okay, yeah, 26. Quite a few. But that's her business. I'm not here to shame that. That's on y'all. That's on y'all. That's her prerogative. Anyway, and honestly, she didn't even see him as that old, at least. Like, she knew he was older, I guess, but like she didn't even really realize what was happening, I guess, at first, because she worked at the time with a lot of men, and they were the ones that were like, yeah, he's like trying to like get at you, like he's, or whatever. And she's like, no, like, what are you talking about? Like, she's thinking he was trying to work mentor her. Like, no, honey, he would no. And they were like, yeah, he probably asked for your email because he's old and doesn't know how to text like that. And she's like, okay, like, he is not that old. Okay. Like,
yes, he is.
I mean,
for you.
For you. At the time, I won't lie. Like, no, did he look like super life alert old at the time when we saw that flashback? No, like, but at the same time, would I be breaking my neck? No, but this is not about me. He's not my husband. That's her husband. And that's just, since I look like it was which I don't mind. I do like, I like Andy Warhol, but like the way she goes about it is just like that sculpture.
Oh, you mean the chairs?
I'm all about abstract art, but
were you talking about the chairs or no?
Yes, the chairs.
Yeah, those chairs look creepy. It reminds me of Poltergeist.
I would just
when the chairs stacked each other and they was doing different things. I don't want to come in and see this chair stacked like that.
It would just look like junk in my corner. I feel like I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect whoever the artist is, because
no, it's very artistic. Very artistic.
It is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I like abstract art, but like that just wasn't for me. But again, that's why it's in her house and not mine. And also, she had to let us know it was in the Guggenheim. There's one in the Guggenheim too, because she always needs to let us know that
some freaking dude.
But anyway, we'll get into that in a second. Going back to her and her husband. So yeah, that's kind of how they started their relationship off. She gifts him this Louis Vuitton trunk, and she says that he's an OG in the tech world. If you guys remember the Palm Pilots and like the Treos and stuff like that, he was the CEO of that. So that just kind of gives you some insight into his bank probably looks like. And but now he does private equity, which is his hedge fund is based in New York. So I think she said like 2-3 days out the week he's over there. So also, and I think last week we were leaning towards the daughter wasn't his biologically.
No, he's not.
This week we got the confirmation that it wasn't. They don't have any children together, actually. And And yeah, they've lived in the house for a year and a half, which again explains why it's still very much unfurnished, in my opinion. And they both like nice things. Obviously, they travel, and he got a lot of treasures and stuff that he want to display and stuff. And at this point, he's just ready to have the damn house decorated. He's over it, but she is very much
you want a home,
not just thrown up. We want to
out of the house.
We need to make it, a craft curated space. And again, the interior designer, he comes in, and she's like, yeah, he's not home. We're gonna have to, I was like, yeah, I understood. I'll give her that. Some things she was saying, I was like, okay, I understand. Some other things I was not understanding, but anyway. And y'all, again, I'm just starting to think that she's the type of person that isn't so much attracted to the actual item, but she likes to be able to say that
the purchase price
here. It's giving label horror, honestly. And not really. And that's why the fashions, I feel like, aren't exactly hitting how they're supposed to. It's because she's like, the clothes be wearing her. She don't be wearing the clothes. Just like the furnishings in your house is, oh my, yeah, we got, that was in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And there's only 2 of these. There's nothing, I like exclusive stuff too. Who doesn't? But it's something about her being so this is from here. And this is from here. And this is is
okay. Bring your face back. Do the first one.
What are you doing? It was annoying. Yeah, Tim Burton. Thank you for all y'all. We see each other.
We all see. Yep.
I
love Tim Burton, but on TV, on my screen, not in real life.
Kevin, you gotta go. You gotta go. He does look like he would play a good Santa Claus, a good neighborhood Santa Claus with the put a fake belly and okay. Descendants.
I'm not looking at what you say. Wait, go back. I didn't see what Auntie say. What's today?
I mean, that's neither here nor there. Bronwyn was kicked out of BYU because she was pregnant with her daughter, who was yep. And I think she speaks a little bit about this even more in this episode, because she also was like, yeah, I'd like to make sure that her room is done before she leaves. I'm like, she's already 17. You've been here a year and a half. Why wasn't that the first? She was like,
you didn't make her senior year in the bed.
I'm like, so is she just in the guest room now? Is she on the
what is going on?
Couch? What's she gonna be in there for 2 months and then be off to college? I don't know. We only seen her in 2 episodes, y'all, so I can't say that how their house goes, but I was just kind of confused. Wouldn't you have done that? And why are you just now getting around to doing this? Is it just because you're on the show? I don't. It was just weird to me. And do you see those stairs? I didn't get a picture of it. I wanted to. Those stairs look dangerous.
No railings. Yeah.
I'm like, those stairs.
Wasn't that how it was in Ghost?
Stuff like that. Huh?
Wasn't that how it was in Ghost? They made those stairs. They were in a loft, and I feel like the stairs didn't have no. Yeah, I feel like they.
I'm like,
that is.
I mean, sometimes the look of that is kind of cool, I think, but the actual
gives you the illusion that they're just sitting there.
The functionality that's not safe
at all.
Is that even legal? No, I think you.
No, you're not supposed to.
If you have more than 2 steps, you have to have a railing, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Something like that. So they were talking about, weren't we talking about?
Oh, that happened. Didn't somebody slide down the stairs and almost get in trouble?
Monica, Gunica scraped herself up trying to collect her kids from Angie's house last season. Hopefully Bronwyn doesn't host anybody at her house, because the same thing probably will happen. Anyway, but yeah, her daughter, she's 17. She shares her motherhood story. The daughter's father didn't want any parts. She got pregnant with her at 19, turning 20. And yeah, that's kind of set the foundation of their mother-daughter relationship, and they're probably too close, she says, which, I mean, I can understand that, you know, you grew up together. So
me and my daughter are 1 year younger than her. She's at 19 turning 20. I was 18 turning 19. I turned 19 when I was 4 months pregnant with my daughter.
yeah, so
And I would never say, no, I will say that we grew up together, but I would never say, like, I don't know. Everybody has a different thing, but for me, I'm good. Hi, son. For me, I just don't. Oh, they might be too close. Like, no, like you just didn't. Either you attached yourself to your kid and you didn't know how to. Because I didn't attach myself to my kid. Because there's no. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. You could literally could do that. It would probably
no,
but I'm not. I didn't attach myself. I had my friends, my family. I
I think
raised
it
my
always used to be that
daughter.
way.
You know
No
what I mean?
matter
I
what
was
age.
being raised, but I raised my daughter. I didn't live at home when I had my kid.
Those
But
are the people.
I did live with my kid's father's mother because my dad was like, you ain't about to have this kid, you ain't about to have somebody's kid in my house. And he was like, he a father, but he gonna take care of you. And his mom was okay with, okay, well, he's a father. Okay, well, y'all come live here. And then she helped us get on our feet. But I say that to say, yeah, from that point, I got my first apartment when I was 23. So my daughter, I actually had had my son. But I said it to say, yeah, everybody has their own story. She was young. My dad is only 20 years older than me. I grew up with my dad as well. But that does not mean you don't do for your kid. I feel like when she met her husband, I feel like she might have put a lot into her husband. And her daughter are close, which I'm not saying that, but I feel like she had to definitely split the time up and make sure nobody felt like you giving more to the other. And I had like a plethora of people to do that with.
Well, that's how I feel like just at any age. I see people, and obviously no, I don't expect you to have a kid and then be like bye and never see your kid. Like, no, but I do think it's important for people to never lose their individuality at the same time, because like at the end of the day your kids are gonna go and leave the nest and stuff like that, and those are those people that be like, oh my god, and have like a whole like breakdown because you just put everything, like that's your whole life.
Right.
You need
That's what
other
I'm
outlets.
Right.
You need other outlets in life, like period. And that's all I can say about that.
That's you summed it up. Thank you, sister. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, so maybe like I don't know if that's I would just be curious to know what her life looked like before she got married to him, and even now, like what is the daughter in his relationship, or I don't know. We'll have to see. We haven't even been introduced to the daughter. But the daughter, well, in the little clip that we saw, she was very much like she's ready to go off to college and stuff. Like she like the same level of attachment her mom is talking from. It doesn't really seem like the same level of attachment that the daughter's talking from. So that's also what tells me like, girl, like I don't know. We'll have to see. Moving on, we then get this scene with Heather and Whitney. Whitney's feeling some type of way right now, as we know she is. Heather, okay, let me stop because y'all, I'm still trying to be entertaining for y'all, even though I was entertained at this.
No, eat them, Mom. My son just walked here. I had to give him my candy corn. He's like, I support me, son. You take the bag.
I don't know what she's giving, but it's just, it's not completely giving.
It's not. Like I know, I thank God every day.
In the Mormon religion, the man comes first over the children. Yes, and we're going to talk about that too.
Oh yeah.
But would she consider? Is she still Mormon? Does she still like practice? Like, I mean, obviously, I know she got kicked out or whatever, but like, would she talk about Bronwyn? Is she still in the religion? I don't think that's been explicitly like said. Has it? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Anyway, Whitney's feeling some type of way right now. Seeing Heather, because it's like, dude, the party sucked. Like, if I was Whitney, I guess I would also feel like that too. But whatever. And we know that they've always, since the last season or two, they've had this like really complicated relationship, her and Heather. But whatever. And Whitney, she admits that she did feel ganged up on. Heather, though, even though she's already said that she woke up in the middle of the night thinking, like, oh my God, was this a gang? Like, even though she's had that thought, like, was it a gang up? In this scene, she's like, no, it wasn't a gang up as much as it was a basically like a Me Too movement where everybody was like, well, yeah, I have an issue too. I have an issue too. I have an issue too. That's kind of how Heather tried to break it down.
Mhm.
And Whitney's like, y'all were all saying I was lying about feelings, but not about the actual facts of the situation. Because again, what is it that I said? What is it that I, these derogatory lies and all this stuff? Like, what is it exactly? And she also goes on to say in her confessional that Lisa would have to listen to her, and she wouldn't have to, if Lisa would have listened to her, she wouldn't have had to hear the things that she said on the podcast, which I do understand what she meant by that. And I'll save my thoughts for the end. And Heather, she's in a place where she loves Whitney, but she doesn't really like her right now. And I feel like that's kind of what you were talking about before, where it's like you have family members sometimes, and it's like, yeah, I love you, but I don't really like you like that because I see you for your ways sometimes. And I understand it when you break it down like that, but I just still don't be thinking that Heather goes about it in the best way sometimes. Yeah. And Heather's like, you're basically given this whole, like, I'm on a spiritual journey right now. And if you're not with it, like, you get lost because you ain't ish, pretty much. That's basically what Whitney's been giving off. They kind of, and Heather's not the only person that said that, I feel like. And Whitney's like, well, yeah, like, I guess, if my friends are telling me something, I do need to look into it, which is exactly what I feel like Angie was trying to say to Lisa before. Like, if multiple people are coming up to you saying stuff, you would think, maybe I should look into this. And so they kind of patch up that part of the conversation enough for the moment. And Heather does apologize, but it's like, if there's, I already said that, never mind. And then Whitney goes on to say, well, yeah, like I do feel like confident enough right now to say that, like, I had this really cool trip that I had planned for us. We were introduced on the show to Trixie Mattel last season when they stayed in her
Palm Springs,
Palm Springs bed and breakfast or whatever, which is so cute. But
It
she also
really
has a gay bar. She has a gay bar in Milwaukee, so that's why we're gonna go on ahead to Milwaukee, for at least one of the cast trips. And Whitney said that she met up with Bronwyn, and she was really awesome and supportive. And again, we start to see Heather's wheels turning because she's like, in the car, she was very much Team Lisa. But now you're sitting here telling me that she was coming off as very supportive and awesome. Like, how are those two things true at the same time? I don't know. And we get the flashback of Bronwyn and Whitney in the car talking about Whitney's behavior and all of that, because that's what it was. I should have said this earlier. Bronwyn, she said something about, like, oh, when Whitney was going off or whatever, she like was crying, almost crying, laughing at her. Yeah, that's what it was. And yeah, that's pretty much the scene. But do you have anything to say about that?
Just the fact that I'm glad that I just feel like, let's say it in the moment. Like, let's get it all out so that we can move forward. If that's the way you feeling about it, since Heather was feeling that way about it, she should have said it in that moment. And, because if it's a misunderstanding and you feel like that you did say the same thing, which we're going to find out. I don't know how you feeling about it, but she said the same thing, but she didn't say it with the same emphasis. So, at least in my opinion, Bronwyn did say that to Whitney, but she lessened the blow when she said it to Whitney, and she blew it up when she talked to Lisa and said how she said it. So Bronwyn is literally, when we ain't even got to the tightrope, walk on the tightrope, that's Bronwyn. They're using they're using the thing about, that we're gonna see the what is that thing called? Oh, I can't think. The tightrope thing that they're gonna walk. What is a course? We're gonna see them do that course, but this walking the tightrope is not about that course. It's about Braun and the way she's gonna walk the tightrope on talking to people. And she is. She in this moment, you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, Whitney, I told Whitney." But yeah, you didn't tell her in the same emphasis that you put it to Lisa and Heather, because Heather is calling you out on it. And the way you said it was being stankadank. And then when you said it to Whitney, you was kind of like, yeah, because did you rehearse that? And I was like, huh. But when you said it to the other girls, you said it like, I was wondering, did she rehearse that? Because it didn't really come. And basically it fell flat. That's how you were saying it to them. And when you said it to Whitney, you made it seem like, girl, it was the greatest thing since Wonder Bread. Bitch. No, it was not. And so keep walking the tightrope, girl. And the way you dress, you're going to probably fall off because you have too much. You can't carry all that. You're trying to make a splash.
Too much dip on her chip.
Yeah, you're doing too much. You're doing a bit too much, and that's just my opinion on it.
Whitney retro victim and month. I just said here their feelings. Knock it off. I think like that's the thing. Like multiple things can be true at the same time, but I think in this case it's like Whitney. You can't forget you was a real big agent of chaos in the early seasons of this show. I mean, pretty much all seasons. Are those also animal print?
Yeah, got a little print at the bottom, and then they got a little.
Oh, that's cute.
Flat. There's some got from Marshall's, like a 4-pack. There's just some magnifiers, but I was like, this is gonna be cute. I didn't put them on. So instead of me like, I was like, oh, I guess I could really see if I wanted to.
That's cute.
Thank you.
Wait, what the hell was I saying? Dang,
Sorry.
I forgot. Anyway, something along the lines of, yeah, she definitely, I will say, she definitely does kind of give off at times the whole, well, I'm on a healing journey. I'm healed, like and you're not really on my type of, you're not vibrating at the frequency I'm vibrating. She does give that off sometimes. I will say that. Sean Hannity Whitney is going to milk her trauma for another season, and Tucker Carlson Heather is going to continue to throw her under the bus because she feels her sister / cousin lacks loyalty. I could see that.
I agree with all that.
I could see that. It just hit me. Bronwyn is a more likable Erica Jane. I'm still like, I'm not 100% caught up, or I shouldn't say I'm caught up on Beverly Hills, but I have to still go back and see when Erica first came on to really, I feel like, get the full picture. So we're gonna talk about that when I finally get caught up all the way, Kevin, because I kind of see what you're putting down, and going back to the episode, Meredith and her bath bombs. We got Meredith in the kitchen. She formulates all of her products herself and stuff. She's not just drop shipping whatever from a random warehouse on the other side of the planet. She actually is hands-on when it comes to curating her products, which that's cool. I think that's amazing. I think everyone should be like that, but I understand everybody's different. So she's testing some recipes in the kitchen, and she's saying like it's actually a little bit more difficult than she thought. So her Chloe and Brooks join her. Brooks and Chloe join her, and she's in the kitchen looking very much like this with the glasses on. And she's getting to it with her apron on. But they kind of start to talk about how Whitney, she has so much to say about Meredith and her baths and all that. And fast forward to now, Whitney's got her own. I mean, from Meredith's perspective, we heard that Whitney said she's had these bath bombs in her catalog since day one. But according to Meredith, again, she's still taking it as if Whitney was trying to slight her. And even Chloe was like saying like, yeah, like I thought taking a bath was creepy, but okay. And Chloe also loves when Meredith impersonates
Whitney.
which I also was kind of like, I'm like, so does that mean that you be talking ish about Whitney all the time in your house? Just okay. I'm just saying, we got to keep things fair here. And I was also like, okay, like, I was really paying attention to what the kids was saying and stuff, because y'all, if you watch any of my other videos, you know how I feel about when the kids enter the mix. Yeah, it's all fair game. It's actually because they are grown. So I'm like, just be careful. And Meredith is one that had a lot to say, and she had a lot of issues. People were talking and saying stuff about her before. So I'm just saying, all's fair. But anyway, nonetheless, she's so happy to have them. They're helping her, and she also tells them again about the bat mitzvah and the news, that we heard about before. And Brooks is like, "You're kidding, right? I don't think people do that at your age." I'm just like,
he always going, I can't stand my kids. And I say that with her kids. I can't stand my kids because they get to clowning and you don't even know that they're clowning you. You just be like, why you gonna do me? Why you do me? Why you do me? I ask my kids that all the time. Y'all really be clowning me, and I don't appreciate it. Like, and it's effortless. Ain't nobody asked you to clown me. Stop doing that to your mommy.
He annoys the heck out of me. But anyway, they want to know why she wants to do it, and she's like, this is her choice. She's more emotionally mature, etc., etc. And that's pretty much that scene, which I ain't got else to say about it. I meant Erica Jane as in her over the top style. And okay, yeah, I can see. Yeah, that makes sense then. I can see that. That's a good comparison. I dig it. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really think like you can literally get bath bombs from like the dollar store now, but I mean, I am by no means knocking anybody's business endeavors, but yeah, I mean, I don't really see why this
Meredith act like she invented the bath bomb.
If this was the thing though, why didn't Meredith come out with this? This has been her thing for, I'm assuming, the last 20.
What? Taking baths?
Why didn't she come out with them?
Taking baths is her thing, girl. Everybody been taking baths. It's not your thing. That's not your thing. That's not your thing. Meredith, taking baths is not your thing.
But that's my thing. Why wouldn't she have, when bath bombs started to really come into popularity a handful of years ago? Because why didn't she like Lush, for instance, the store in the mall? Like, why didn't she take that route then? Like, why did they have to take all of, like, I would just think, if you're so like, oh my God, I'm all about baths, like, why didn't you do it?
Just because you said that on the show when Jen was there, and I'm going to go take a bath because you had already knew that the feds was on her. Just because you did that don't make that your thing, Meredith. You trying to make that that's my thing. Everybody takes baths, girl. Babies take baths, girl. It's not your thing.
I'm just saying, like, I just would think that, like, if I'm known for like my lashes and stuff like that, and when lashes technically have always been around, but I feel like they really, really started to like gain popularity in the last however many years. I would have came out with lashes. It wouldn't have taken me to get on the show and somebody say this, and I wouldn't.
That's what it is with weave line, makeup line, skincare. But it don't make it yours. It don't make, because you come out with, or you have an idea, or that's the thing you like, does not make it a you thing. It makes it you have a line of it. And you can't be mad if somebody come out with a line too. You don't own the lines. You don't own the bath. You didn't invent bath bombs. You did not.
I agree with all of this.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a mess. And I'm irritated that Meredith is so mad. And I really want to tell Whitney.
But I'm just like, if that's the case,
like, girl, why you stop talking so slow?
And she needs to come after the dollar stores. She needs to come after Lush. She needs to come after Bath and Body Works. She needs to come after all companies. Then, if that's the case, because it's like, girl, you should have done this 10 years ago when they first emerged on the scene. If you love bath so much, like, that's what I would have did. I'm just saying. Anyway,
you can love them to life, but you don't own the rights or the nothing on baths.
I'm not even. That's not what I'm even really talking about.
I know what you said.
If you like baths, if I love coffee, I would have came out with coffee 20 years ago. Then, as soon as I had money to come out with coffee.
Yeah,
like,
but
if
if,
you really
if
are
but
that passionate,
so even if you did and you come out with it this year, and I feel
I'm
like
not gonna be like, oh my god,
I like
no,
coffee too, Barb. I want to come out with coffee too. You
Then
supposed to
come
get
out with
mad at me
coffee.
because I'm coming out with coffee? Like, you don't own the rights to coffee. You can just be like, get your own line, because I love me some Brazilian coffee. That's my favorite coffee.
Oh my god, thank you for saying this, Auntie Brenda. That's what it's giving. Like, is this
Come
bath
on,
bombs are to
Auntie.
what bath bombs are to SLC, what candles are to RHOP and
Yes, come on. Yes,
That's
yes. Yep.
It's just like, girl, like, anyway, moving on. Pickleball between Heather and her idiot friend, I mean Brittany. They're playing pickleball, and Heather let us know that it was actually Angie H. Angie H always gets brought up every 5 episodes or so, that she acquainted them, and Heather apparently has a team bonding event that she wants to come up with. Everybody was having such bad things to say about each other, and everybody's in such at odds with one another, that she thought, why not bring everybody together? Let's do a team bonding exercise, team building exercise. So that's what we're going to get into, obviously, and then later on in the episode. But during this scene, we find out that a lot about Brittany's love life, and Brittany, she's been divorced twice, and she actually met Jared, her current best friend, after her second divorce, because her ex-husband and his ex-fiance actually started dating. So that kind of, like, the trauma bond they were going through with that kind of bonded them so much so that it just sparked into a romance. And then we get this clip of them where she's telling him how she just wants him to know how much he means to her, and like all this just like, you're just so special to me. And he responds with saying, it's been a very interesting 7 months.
7
as best friends. It's been a very interesting 7 months as best friends. Okay. They have a lot in common. They both sacrifice so much. They being Heather and Brittany, they have so much in common because, like Auntie Bernice said before, in the Mormon religion, they are very much, it's indoctrinated to
put the man first.
Put the man first, even before the children. And Heather actually admits that there was occasions where she was even guilty of doing so, because at the end of the day, you can get into heaven without having kids, but you cannot get into heaven without having a husband. And me even having a husband, hearing that makes me like physically nauseous
too. Makes me cringe. I can't.
But like, that just shows you again, just how that religion works. And I'm by no means not trying to knock anybody's religion, because I don't expect anybody to knock, mine. But like, wow. That's all I could say when she said that. And then she goes on to talk about how, because Heather, I think she asked her, she's like, what is it like about you being single? Like, what is so hard about you being single? And it was all that, also coupled with the fact that she's been having a hard time, or she's actually been single. The most she's been single in her life, y'all, has been like 8 months at a time. And I don't know her exact age, but I was just like, wow, like she clearly has an issue with being by herself. She's uncomfortable when she's not in a relationship. And again, that goes back to the religion and then placing so much value on these romantic relationships. And Heather's like, okay, like, what about your kids? And Brittany's like, yeah, she sacrificed so much for a man, that to the point that they don't even like talk to her. They're not dealing with her at all. And yeah, it was just a lot of Heather empathizing with Brittany, and Brittany talking about how she basically had just focused her entire life on men. How do we feel about that, y'all?
I feel pretty sad about that. That they put so much emphasis on something that not that they put so much emphasis on it, that the fact that they feel like it's a bigger prize to be married than to have children is weird to me. It's like, wait, what? One, that I have children, and one, that I have a husband. Brittany's 51. She's the same age I am. That's what I was looking up.
Are you sure?
Says
Does it say 51 or 61? Anyway.
Ooh.
Hey, y'all, I'm not here to age shame anybody because we all going to, get older. We're not going to be young forever. But all I'm saying is a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say because like the promo photos and like online photos wasn't exactly giving like how she showed up. That's all I'm saying. That's what people say.
It says
that was the word on the curve.
How old is Brittany Bateman? And then it says Brittany is 51 years old according to her bio on her official Facebook page.
She looks good in the confessional, but like that's not always translated.
Yeah, sometimes it's a hit and miss for me too. It's a hit and miss for me too. I'll be like, she looks cute. Then I'll be like, then she look brown skin. Then she look like light skin or white skin, or she shows up differently. But I'm sorry, I forgot what we were talking about because when you said I wonder how old she is, I had thought about that too.
That was it. She just been chasing men her whole life to the point that now her kids want her.
Yeah. And we don't know, and we probably will find out why her and her daughters are estranged. Because she says she has two, and so it's gonna pretty much stem from. Let's be clear that she, put any and all the men that she's ever probably had in front of her children. So we all can be in agreement to that. Brittany is a mixture of Gina and Emily from Real Housewives of OC, Orange County, meaning Gina talks about anything as though anyone cares, and Emily, the lame, corny sorority girl who is obnoxious. I don't watch them. I haven't watched them in a while. I tried to.
No, they're both exactly what he said.
Whoa.
So, and I can see that. Yikes. It's just she's either very tone deaf or she's just not. Yeah, like to be walking around at 51 years old with that outlook on life is like scary. Like wow. Like how is she even able to like function just in daily life? Like how are you even able to get dressed? I'm just saying.
Get Kevin in the chat.
And y'all, when I said that about her looks or whatever, because I don't want this is a safe space for anybody, any color, whatever. I have subscribers of any color, any shade. It's a safe space for all of you guys. I wasn't meaning like because like she is a white woman. That's not what I meant at all. I just meant that I've seen people say online, and I've also noticed that it's given, and she's not, by no means is she the only person that shows up one way and shows up another way. You know who else did this recently and was caught? I'll show you right now. Who is that up there, y'all? Who's that on top?
Who was that supposed to be? I know it ain't supposed to be Mary.
Yes, she posted that.
Why did she IA herself? What'd she do? IA herself? AI herself?
I don't know, too much Facetune, which I mean, I wouldn't even expect Mary to be like great at Facetune or anything like that. But I'm just like, honey, girl, like is this what we're doing in 2024? Mary, no, you didn't need to do that. All I'm saying is, y'all, let's just not catfish people out here. Let's show up the same in person as we do online. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. But that's all I have to say about that scene. Because we're getting down to the wire here and we still have 2 more scenes. We finally get a scene with Angie in her salon. She and our favorite person today, Bronwyn.
Okay, we're gonna walk a tightrope. Here you go. We about to play a balancing act again. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna.
Bronwyn comes in. Angie, like I said before, she's opened her 10th location with Sean. Despite everything that was hurled their way last season, they're still thriving. Apparently, I mean, you just open up another salon. I mean, more power to y'all. And Bronwyn, she really wanted to see Angie outside of the group, so she decided to come on in, get her hair done or whatever. Which Angie did appreciate her doing that, and I can't with y'all. I can't look at the comments and read at the same time because it's just too much.
That I'll see what you soon. Oh my god, Kevin, go to the corner.
Bronwyn responds at Lisa. Anyway, Bronwyn's perception of her being as though Angie wasn't sure how Bronwyn was going to perceive her because she's friends with Lisa, and her and Lisa kind of, they kind of had it out a little bit right in front of her. So she wasn't too sure if she was going to be like still trying to be friends with her, basically. But she appreciated her still trying to, foster a friendship with her, even though everything that happened. And Bronwyn was like, yeah, she loves Lisa very much. That's her friend. That's her girl. But nothing that was said was untrue. Those are Bronwyn's words, not mine, y'all. Bronwyn actually admitted that all the things that were being said about Lisa were exactly the truth. So y'all let me know in the comments if you feel as though that's the tune that Bronwyn was speaking to before when she was in the car with Lisa and all the other time. Like, is she looking like a flip-flop or not is what I'm basically asking. Because at this point, I was really much like, yeah, like who's anyway.
That because no, go ahead.
And then at this point, Angie, she's like, really what? Angie finds Bronwyn easy ticket. What?
Easy to get along with.
Easy to get along. Yes, easy to get to know.
Mm-hmm.
And her fashions are enough to put on a scroll. So Angie, she's feeling Bronwyn right now, and I feel like she was more so feeling her even after she said what I just said. Angie's also very fond of Bronwyn's husband because unlike a lot of what everybody else thinks of him, she actually sees like a sweet like teddy bear side, I guess, to him, which was appreciated by Bronwyn. And she also brings up how the other night someone asked her if she was hard to get to know. I was kind of confused about this when she said this. Bronwyn was like, the other night someone asked her if she was hard to get to know, and she said yes, but she didn't feel that way about her. What did that mean? I was so confused.
Oh,
who was she? Who asked what?
I think we didn't get who asked it, but whoever asked
Brittany. Brittany asked, but I was like, Brittany asked Bronwyn if she was hard to get to know, and she said yes, or Brittany asked, and I'm so confused as to who she was talking
about. Yeah,
and what exactly was meant by that. Again, maybe y'all can clarify in the chat or shout outs to the.
You see me, Kev. You see me.
I'm so confused. I am so confused. I can see. I'm just literally so confused.
This is her being intense.
This is intense. Who is she talking about in the scene? And then we get Angie talking about how she saw Brittany yesterday. They went bowling, and she did bring up the fur heart twice. And here I feel like in this moment, Bronwyn was giving off like very much like elitist, very much like you can't sit with us vibes. Because she's like, Brittany can't even spell YSL. And honestly, two things can be true at the same time. Do I believe that Brittany can spell YSL? Probably not. But I also do think that Bronwyn, like she like they're both coming into this situation very new, very new to the circle. So honestly, if I was Brittany's better than I could ever be, because I would have had to check Bronwyn at the same time, because it's like, hold up, girl, you're acting like you been here and even if you had been there, you still can't talk to me crazy. But it's like at the end of the day, like you really are nobody on this franchise to even be looking at me or trying to come at me or say anything, just because like you're coming off very much like just because you have money or you have nice things that makes you like this person that's up here. And I feel like we got a taste of that last week when she said that when Lisa came up to her in Nordstrom or Saks or wherever they were, she was like, basically because Lisa looked like she looked like not how she usually looks and wasn't dressed to the nines. I don't like people that come off like that. That's all I'm saying. And in her confessional, Bronwyn says that people like Brittany are the reason why she struggles to make strong female friendships, because she thinks she can trust someone, and then later on down the road, it ends up not being the case.
Girl, you talking about yourself?
YU days.
Talk about yourself. Talk about yourself. Because see, when people do that, you are projecting that to people. Oh, this is why I can't get along with girls and why I'm not a girl's girl because they turn their back on me, they talk about me behind my back. No, that's you. That's what you are doing. And that's why you're assuming that's gonna happen. You're expecting it to happen because that's what you put off. The energy you put out there, it's gonna come right on back to you. So girl, go on, miss me with all the BS. Please miss me with it. Because Bronwyn, you are just happy. You are sitting there again, brown nosing Angie K again.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting at her salon getting your hair done.
I want to hear about Bronwyn's upbringing too, because it's like it's also giving a little a little bit of new money, y'all. Like I think it's giving a little bit of new money as well, where it's just like, oh my God, I need to have
yeah, I agree. She's a deflector. That's why this is why she can flip-flop so quickly. This is why she's become like a chameleon. That's like literally I'm feeling like by the end of this, we're gonna see Bronwyn go high and she's gonna crash and burn, and then she's gonna be asking everybody for forgiveness, and this is not really what it is, and she's gonna go back to what y'all asking her saying, her upbringing. Well, I didn't have much and I didn't did this, and then I came into money, and then I became this BIT, and I don't know what to do with myself because I don't know how to love, and I don't know how to trust people and girls, and the only girl I trust is my daughter, and I raised her and she's like me and she's me, and it's like that type of thing. So I have a feeling at the end of this, Brittany's not gonna be, not Brittany, Bronwyn is not gonna be so likable. And no disrespect, that's just how the way she's playing it, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it.
And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with us calling that out. It's episode 2. I started off clean last week. I mean, am I going to sit here and say like I'm automatically 100% done with her? No, but she's definitely continuing to sink herself down further and further on my list every week when she shows up saying and being a certain type of way. But let's jump into this last scene, y'all. So this is Heather's group bonding event. May Lee was also in the building.
May Lee.
I mean, I like her name. I told you guys last week that I heard, word on the curve that she kind of like gets a little sidelined like later on the season, or like we're not really going to get much of her or whatever. But I mean, that's kind of, I'd rather her than some other people right now. But anyway, Mary was very much concerned about the safety protocols. And Whitney's also, of course, there, and she's like expecting an apology from Lisa, but she's also very much aware that she's probably not going to get one. So it's more than likely going to be a standoff between them. Did you guys catch when Mary said, are you preparing for your coochie to be exposed to Meredith? I was just like, Mary, I didn't know you talk like that.
Yeah, that was a little.
Mary is
coming to get her check.
I was
Mary's coming to get her check.
She was sick of people saying how she left the reunion early, and she was sick of seeing people say all this stuff, how she don't participate. Mary was participating this scene, y'all, very much. You know who wasn't participating, and I also wasn't really surprised though? Meredith. She was like, oh, because she got tennis elbow from churning too much butter. She's not going to be able to do the group bonding jungle gym freaking activity with everybody.
Why wouldn't you even not come? Just not show up. Just say, you know what? I'm not going to be able to make it my arm hurt.
She had to because the check, but it's just like, I mean, I get it. Some people are just not as athletic, as active as other people. That's fine. I would have been like so down for that. Honestly reminds me of some stuff that we did in the Marines. But I like stuff like that. So that looks fun to me. And pretty much everybody else was down for it though. So they all get like harnessed up and everything. Brittany tries to say hi to Mary, or she does say hi to Mary, and Mary does say hi, but it's like clearly Mary's still not with her, and Brittany's still not understanding why. And it's like, girl, you should know why. Just go watch last episode again. And we get a flashback from 10 months ago. Oh, the tennis elbow. I'm like, Meredith, you could have came. It's like at the end of the day too. Like if you didn't want to participate, either say flat out, I don't want to participate. Or if you're gonna give an excuse, give a better excuse than I got tennis elbow from churning too much butter. Like, girl. Anyway. So they all embark on the course. Heather asks if it's going to support her body weight, which I thought she asked that because I'm like, is that still like she's still, I don't think, I'm not going to say uncomfortable in her body, but I feel like that was her still like just that mindset that she's had from her old body. Mary is checked in this season, hence getting the points to
Agreed. That's also okay, Kevin.
Oh shit!
That's
wow. I gotta pin this comment because
you
just something. I didn't even think about that because it's like 1 minute it was all these rumors, and the next minute it was like, no, that's not true. And then they keep getting sued too. That's another thing. They got all these lawsuits going on right now.
Oh, really? Mary, the church or him?
Yeah. You got to stay up on these blogs because a lot be coming out about them, and that's like the last thing I heard is that they're getting some lawsuits at left and right, which I think they countersued or their rebuttal to it, whatever. But this is a good point. I wouldn't be surprised, y'all know there is the Housewives starter pack, and typically that includes about 1-2 seasons in. A lot of times you see them coming down with the divorce, and it has to do with exactly what Kevin said. He's not lying. Only time will tell. Going back to this though, who was Bronwyn calling a moron? Oh, Brittany. Anyway, although, okay, so as fast as I gave Mary her props, I kind of have to take him away a little bit. And that's because, like, girl, are we still, like, she always body shames, I feel like, people sometimes. And I don't like that shit. I don't care.
Whoa.
When she said, she was like, I thought Mei Lee was thinner than that. Like, why did you need to say that? Like, that's not cool. I don't care who you are.
Especially when you don't got, never mind. I was gonna say, when your shape ain't shaping. Like that. When your shape ain't shaping.
Like, I'm just saying.
Very cool.
No, she's cool, but it's just like when she does stuff like that, just like last season when she was talking to the people that was making her pizza all crazy. Like, we can't negate when she sometimes be coming at people crazy. I don't like that shit. I don't care. Anyway, let me stop cussing. I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, because I really just don't like, and I feel like even Lisa in that moment, because we see Lisa when she says that, Lisa kind of like turns to her, and I'm like, I feel like Lisa probably was like, "Girl,
let's go Raiders."
You can't be doing
that. My team is playing, and we just it's
Nonetheless, Lisa really is enjoying Mary, though. We find out Mei Lee, as we said before, her favorite word is sis. She said it about 20 times. And after they do the course and everything, there's like a food truck there, so they all go and grab. Oh, not my earring fell out. See y'all, I got too animated. My earring done fell out. Anyway, so then we see them all go and grab some food from the food truck, and then they all go sit down, and this is when we really get into the conversation, of course. And it's actually Brittany that stands up first, and she's like, "Hey, like, I want to give a toast to everybody." So last night, Jared and I we went to the Louis Vuitton store and we bought matching jewelry. And then afterwards, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and he even posted it on Instagram, like Instagram official, which is a huge deal for him because he's never posted a woman on his social media like that before. So she's just completely elated on cloud 9. And then I don't remember who it was, but one of the women were or no, it was Mary, I think, who was like, or Brittany just wants the ladies, of course, to be happy for her. But Mary's like, girl, like, why do we care? Like, what? Who cares about this? And Brittany's like, Mary, rude. Don't be talking to me like that. And Mary's like,
don't give a damn about you, girl, and won't tell you.
And yeah, we're speaking of rude. Yeah, just like you were rude the other night.
Yeah, calling
And
her a
she
hoarder.
makes it clear that she does not care about Brittany and her boyfriend and all that. Boyfriend who's not her boyfriend. Which I mean, someone could probably perceive as rude, but right now Mary's kind of like very much saying, I feel like what everybody was thinking in this moment, because when they actually started to dive deeper, because I think it was specifically Lisa and Mei Lee, they were like, you know, it's kind of looking like he's playing you, because I think it was Whitney that said that he was like kind of like giving
in Costco's.
She said he was giving like politician when they all went to dinner, and it's clear that Brittany really cares for him, but it's just not being reciprocated. It's giving best friend energy, not girlfriend energy. And the picture of them in Costco with her in the cart and him pushing her, labeling like, oh, whatever best friend, exact, like, yes girl, like the writing is on the wall, and for some reason she wasn't exactly seeing that. But she wanted to share this with them because this again was supposed to be a huge step for them. We know that they've broken up about 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 times.
That many times. That many times.
And Heather, she jumps in and she says that Brittany's life is a bit chaotic right now between her ex and her kids. As I said before, neither her daughters are talking to her right now. And Mary's like, well, why not? Because, you know, and Brittany didn't really want to talk about that. But Mary's like, girl, well, you trust us to talk about your man who's not your man, but you don't want to talk about your kids. Like, what's up with that? And Mary, I felt she was very, very focused on this part because it was clear that Brittany is somebody who picks men over her daughters, and this actually brought Mary back to her childhood, where her mother was so fixated on everything else in life that she neglected her kids to a point, and had all her 5 of her kids, you know, in the house, kind of just fending and figuring things out for themselves. So she has a huge disdain for anybody else who is coming off as, you know, a neglectful mother. And that's also probably, again, why she also is super overbearing as a mother, because
her son,
she's being the mother that she would have wanted, I guess you would say. And then Bronwyn, she decides that it's a good time to tell Brittany that she needs to learn something about herself, and that she's been unhinged and chaotic AF since she came on the scene. And Heather also, she's over here and she's kind of starting to fume a little bit, because she's feeling like, okay, this is somebody I brought onto the show. Like, this is my friend. Like, I know. And it's also probably, again, because Heather, as much as Heather is outside of the religion now and all these things, she also like still likes to be tethered to it, or still like has this like huge understanding of every, y'all know Heather has an interesting relationship with,
like, almost like the best of both worlds without being the best of both worlds.
Just like
it's not even the best. Just I'm in the world. I've been there. Y'all don't do what I can do. You guys are stuck. I'm over here. It's like, girl, shut up.
So in this case, it's very much like she was, I guess, she was empathizing with Brittany, and she went to her defense again, because it's like, you brought her onto this show, and it's also because to a degree she understands why, I guess, Brittany's the way she is, I guess. And Bronwyn was like, girl, like, your life is chaotic AF. You need to get your words tight. And Heather's feeling like it's super unwanted. It's hard enough. And let it be known that it's actually Bronwyn that needs to get her words tight, because last time I checked, Mama, you were team Lisa and saying terrible things about Whitney, only for me to then hear that you was then backing Whitney and all up in her face saying sweet nothings. So which one is it? And just based off of like how Heather was going and stuff like that, like I really do feel like she was pissed off in this moment. I really do. And I feel like everybody at this point was like, okay, this is getting a little bit more serious than we thought it was going to be. Because even Mei Lee was like, oh my God, like, are you serious? And Whitney, she wants to know what Bronwyn said about her. So Heather tells her, and Whitney.
Wait, before you go any further, did you see that Lisa was sitting behind Mei Lee? And when Mei Lee was like, really? And Lisa was like, yeah. This is what she was doing. I was like, okay, you're co-signing
Yeah,
this.
and they were also the two that went onto the Instagram to look at the picture. I'm like, them two, they was messy down there at the end of that table.
Was they? Now you gotta tell me.
That's why I was like, maybe he seems like a fun girl. Whatever.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear a little bit more.
That kind of sucks. Anyway, so Heather tells Whitney what was said and how Braun was coming off as though she was berating Whitney, I would say, and talking about how she had, tears in her eyes and all that. But Whitney's not surprised, y'all. She's not surprised at all because, and we see this unseen clip of them giggling in the car about this exact topic. So this is not news to Whitney. This is not news to Bronwyn. She wasn't moved by this. It honestly kind of backfired on Heather, even though us as audience members, I want to say that we probably thought the same thing, that like, girl, you're flip-flopping all over the place here, and then Heather's the only person that seems to have caught it. And I still honestly kind of think that is the case, but somehow, some way, she was able to flip it in front of everybody's faces to make it seem as though she wasn't doing exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, that's why I wish I was a X person, Twitter person, to see what happened last night. Maybe we can go in and check. I know we're running a little behind, a little late. It is Sunday. We don't care. I hope you guys are having a great time. Hit the like button on both our channels. But I do want to say that when it comes to Bronwyn, I told you guys earlier, two things can be true, like my sis say all the time. Two things can be true at the same time. I do think if you look at the scenes last night for how they played, there was a difference in the way Bronwyn came across with the people she talked to. Now, when she explained it and how it came across at the table, and Whitney, being the one that wants to give people the benefit of the doubt, and well, she already told me that. Yeah, but she didn't tell you in its content, in its context. She told you, yeah, I said that to her. You did, but you didn't say it in the context that you said it to the other girls, and that's where we're gonna have a problem. Houston, we got a problem.
Yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, yes, the moment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Whitney even said that. She was like, Heather's energy basically is unwarranted in this situation because she knew what was said. And again, none of this was news to her. But I don't really think that I don't think Heather had ill intentions, because what does she stand to gain in this situation? Nothing. But everything that she was collecting, bits and pieces from this person, the last episode, like, it made it seem as though, yes, Bronwyn was trying to be a flip-flop. And
not trying to be. Like, you are a flip-flop, and we see you.
You just somehow were able to finesse your way out of this one. But
yeah, it's okay.
Don't worry, we got a lot of episodes. Like,
honey.
It's only episode 2. And apparently, I guess she had something to say about Mei Lee too. And I was like, but she just came because so Whitney thinks so Heather trying to go around deciphering whether or not it was apparent if Bronwyn liked Whitney and Mei Lee. For some reason, I wrote that down. So Bronwyn must have gave off. There must have been something said about Mei Lee too, which I was like, she ain't even said anything.
That's right, Auntie. That's right.
Bronwyn felt like some type of way because she expected Lisa to stick up for her in this moment. We know that Lisa's not going to do that because Lisa's you got to stick up. Everybody needs to stick up for Lisa, but Lisa ain't about to stick up for her.
No one but herself and her kids and her whatever is most important to her. That's it.
So then Lisa and Whitney begin to go back and forth. And Meredith, she's still waiting on an apology as well. We know Meredith is not going to get an apology from Whitney. And Whitney does say that she's glad that today happened. Everybody at the table is amazing. And it's moved her to be comfortable enough to invite them all to Trixie's bar in Milwaukee for a good old girls trip. Mm-hmm. Even though some things do need to still be resolved. She did say that. And all the ladies seem to be pretty excited about it. They're, we all down for a girls trip. Like, yes, of course. You know who's not excited though? Meredith.
Hatereth. Meredith.
She's like, yeah, because because Whitney was like, yeah, I booked a private jet, and don't worry, made sure the bathtub there for you, Mare. And Meredith's like, yeah, I don't think I can. I'm not sure I can make it, but we could talk about that one-on-one. We'll discuss later.
And Meredith, go thrown up in a bathtub, girl.
It's okay though, because Whitney was like, oh, you can't make it? Good. Like, I don't want you there anyway. Like, the feelings was very much mutual between these two.
Look, Bar, not this way. This way.
Like, goodbye. Like, girl, be gone. And that's where it ended, y'all. That last scene, just as
said,
it made the episode just like the tables in the last episode. Well, actually, I enjoyed the episode through and through. I did. I mean, some scenes I could have went without, but for the most part, I'm still very much enjoying the episodes. I don't think it's filler at all. But yes, that conversation at that table, because Mary was saying what people were saying, girl. Why are you telling us about it? This man is not your man.
We don't care about that. That's not your man. We don't care that y'all was in Costco's and he said that's your best friend. But what we will care about, if you care to share, is why your children, your daughters, why they're not talking to you. And maybe we can help you facilitate a relationship, a talk, a counseling session, something, so that you and your daughters be right. That's what was Mary was giving off. Tucker Carlson had to try to make a moment and felt that. Absolutely. I absolutely felt that. They didn't learn anything from Monica last season.
Yeah.
They didn't learn anything from Monica last season.
I feel like Heather had good intentions with it. And if I was seeing it from the way that I think she was saying it, I would have been saying the same thing. But yeah, it fell flat because we're not playing a fair game here. So
yeah, we're not. And we're not going
to remember that. So
we're not going
for some reason Bronwyn was able to finesse her way out of it, but I'm hoping that she's not able to continue to finesse her way out of things for the rest of the season, because honey, we see you for who you are. Like, absolutely not.
So I can't wait for next this next episode, because they're gonna be, of course, in Milwaukee. Looks like they're gonna have a little good time though, because there's a little bit of gambling going on. Because I don't know.
This is a Bucks game.
Oh, they're going to the Bucks game. There's gonna be a little bit of gambling going on, and and like you said, Meredith was being shady, talking about, yeah, I can't be going to Milwaukee in the wintertime. Ooh, I was like, ooh. Oh,
is it Meredith from New York?
Either way, it's all cold, and what's the difference? And
exactly. So,
and you're going to
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, girl, and you're going on a private jet, so you should have fun. As far as Angie K being on WWHL, because I can't even think of it, but I can't think of like anything that was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh moment that I can really think of, and I didn't get a chance to rewatch it this earlier today, and I should have put it on when we had all that going on, because I would at least listen to it while we was going through what we was going through. But I don't recall. There was like shade, they played shady games, and so the shady games that they did, right? So the shady games that they did, Angie didn't back off of them. She stayed 10 toes down, and/or she said what was on her chest. She said with her chest. So I'm like I said, it wasn't nothing like standoutish that I could think of right offhand or right off the bat. But she did, though, lightweight, and she was apologetic for things that that came across like I can't think of anything right now, but anything that she tried to take accountability for anything that may have looked shady or came across shady when it shouldn't have. Oh, and her husband was there. Sean was in the audience. He sat in the front. And so I didn't really talk to him much though. They didn't do much talking to him. So
because he's not like who's somebody's husband who loves to be in front of the camera.
Meredith's husband.
I don't really count him as much as like, because he is actually kind of funny sometimes to me. So I don't really.
I don't think he shines away from it.
I'm trying to think of like somebody's husband who wants to be the house. Peter, like he's like wants to be the housewife.
On Salt Lake City, what do you think, Justin?
No, I don't
Yep.
think any of them do. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, okay. You was talking about
Sean,
on another series.
yeah, Sean is not
Okay.
a
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about on this series. That's why I was like, wait, on this series?
No,
Ooh.
none of their husbands really talk that much. So
Yeah, no. They let the girls handle their scandal. So yeah, y'all, we
yeah,
episode
thank
2 knocked down. Look, the cool thing about us coming to you guys later on in the week is that look, it comes on Wednesday. We're on Sunday. We comes on Wednesday. We'll be back on Thursday, God willing. Things should be we're pretty sure we should be okay for Thursday. Just some things that just kind of got away from us, and we were just like, whoa, my sis was actually out here, and I didn't get to see her. She was in my not my neck of the woods, but
Where?
you said you was going to Irvine. Well, you was in Irvine, or you was? I thought you was in LA.
Yeah, but I mean, that wasn't near you.
I said you was in but you was like LA-ish, more not near me, but I was in LA,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
saying yeah, because that's why we didn't get it. Because I was in LA too.
yeah.
I mean, that's further. I mean, I was closer to
Get it out.
you, and you being in Irvine was closer to me where we were together, not where I lived though. So with that being said, hopefully, in God willing, we'll be on schedule for Thursday, Wednesday. The show comes on. What you got? Look, she all in her book, y'all.
No, I should be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Thursday it is, y'all.
All right.
We enjoyed you
Sounds good.
being here though on this fine Sunday. What'd you say, come? And GK probably gave watching paint dry on Watch Out Live. She tends to throw subliminal shade. They say otherwise when it is brought to their attention. She kind of. I mean, I feel like Angie. I think that either way it was going to be an uphill battle for her because she kind of came in as a friend and kind of like the whole Jen thing or whatever. I just feel like, if she would have just came in completely as just her own person, detached from everything and everyone, I think it would have fared better for her. But because she came in, introduced first, kind of like as a friend and stuff, and we kind of saw what happened between them and all that. And didn't she pour the drink on her or whatever? Like, yeah,
that was so bad.
that was
so bad.
I mean,
The Browns just.
I can't relate because that wouldn't have went down like that if it were me. But
talking about it was a joke. Girl.
I don't know. Right now, the main person I'm that's on my list, y'all, I think you already know based on this episode, was Brown Nosing Brown.
I'm like Brownwin.
Everybody else,
Brown Nosing Brownwin.
Nobody else is showing a different side to them. No. We already knew Lisa was all about Lisa. We already knew that Heather be up Lisa's butt for whatever reason. We already knew that Whitney be messy. We already know that. Well, actually, Mary has surprised me because Mary's been except for when she says body shaming things to people.
Yeah, we gotta take baby steps with her.
Meredith lives in the bathtub. Like we've known all these.
Meredith is turning into a slug. She ain't even a snail.
I feel like she's going
like a little. She's moving so slow and talking so slow, and everything is just so slow about her. And I don't know. It's like I need you to talk faster and get jiggy with it. Like I need her to do something to make me feel better.
What are you talking about? Wasn't a joke. Kevin, which part? Yeah. Angie's she's picked me, she didn't want to be, and that's Angie's. I respect it. We all got our opinion. And that's why I love talking to you guys about it. Again, definitely enjoyed and looking forward to this next episode. Is Milwaukee the only place they're going?
I hope not, because that's not fun. How far is Milwaukee? What's that in the next city?
Like pretty much like
over.
Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's in Wisconsin, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that far.
A little bit over. It's not that far, but
not that far. Like
I hope
I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. Meredith kind of, y'all. I don't know if you've noticed. I feel like Meredith's low-key putting herself in a position to where, she's gonna be. She's gonna be the one over here, and everybody's gonna be over here.
She wants to be a friend.
She better watch out because she's gonna put herself on an island by herself, especially now because her and Mary aren't friends, and she says she doesn't know why, and maybe she doesn't. Maybe it was none of her doing, but it's like, okay, now you're not cool with Mary because a lot of last season, When she was at odds with Lisa, or she's at odds with this person or whatever.
Let's go talk to
we even
Meredith.
saw her last season on Bermuda. It was everybody over here and Meredith over here. So she needs to be careful. She want to keep a check. That's all I'm saying. Was oh yeah. Oh yes, it was.
It wasn't. Was it water or was champagne? It was champagne. I don't think it was water. Was it water? That's a lot of water. I feel like it was not a lot of drink. I feel like it was like in a champagne glass and it wasn't a lot. And it kind of propelled off of her hair. I was like, shout out to her hair products, because it propelled off her hair. It didn't even like wet her down, like drenched her. It kind of like prepared off of her hair. So I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It was disrespectful.
I guess she had some type of protectant on it. I don't know. Some silicone protectant. I don't know. No, seriously. But yeah, that's what it's giving. And she better be careful again. Like I said, if she want to keep a check, she don't want to ice herself. Ice Queen doesn't want to ice herself out too much. On an ice island. I thought it was water.
Island. See, I told you. I feel like it was water might have seeped in because it was champagne and her thing. The bubbles, it kind of seeped off of it. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it gave Jen, I owe you a lick when you get back.
Okay, but yeah, y'all, we're gonna get out of here because
you gotta watch the last of my game.
We'll get into the confessional looks and all that next week. But yeah, we enjoyed you. Love y'all, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.